Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the BL Carter Show, starring LanceScurv. We were up talking. Of course, we're hanging out. And I know it's real late. We said we were going to do a stream, but we did it, and it came like the mail when it's late when you're waiting for a check. This is not going to be long, but it could be long if we have enough participation coming in. But we doubt it very much because it's like 2:42 in the morning. So I had to do something in this very junky studio that was just all over the place, a temporary situation, but it'll be better tomorrow because most of it is done. Anyway, we had a topic that we were speaking about, and I'm not near the title right now, so I don't want to jack it up, but basically let me see if I can. Okay, yeah. Why can't we just be friends? You see, lots of times, and if you're in the chat room, there's one person watching. That's crazy, right? If you're in the chat room, let me know that you're there. But folks are sleeping right now at this hour. Anyway, they'll get up and they'll see it, so it'll be just as good. But many times, when you see friends, male, female, and I know that all the other categories are going to jump in on this, but I'm going to focus on the male, female because that's what I know. There are lots of times that people will assume that they're doing something. You see, they must be doing something. They're having sex. Look at them. They're too friendly. They're too close. I saw him leaving out of the apartment, 4 o'clock in the morning. He's married. She's married. Is that the way we think? I mean, is that our mind? I mean, what happened? Why can't two people just be friends? I'm asking you, Bill Carter. You have the answers. You're on camera. You were kind of zoning out on me.
That was one of my questions as well. Why we can't
pull a little closer to you because you. Say it again.
I said that was one of my questions as well. Why we can't just be friends?
Because some people are so sex crazed. If they see somebody attractive, they must be doing something.
They gotta be.
Have to be. Yeah.
You can't just have a guy. Us women, we can't just have guys as friends. We gotta be doing the nasty behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And if you with a girl, y'all walking down the street, you can't be taking her to buy her some food because she's hungry. You taking her somewhere because you gonna get some later.
Yeah, because you hungry. Cause that's just the way it is. But so many things have happened that we observe, that we see that many people just can't be friends. You see, that it seasons our mind that we expect this now. So we can't be faulted to people who think that way. It works both ways. Yes. This pastor was caught with this man's wife. This woman was caught with the mailman or whatever. The funny thing about human nature is that when people, even if it's not a cheat thing, but they can still be single. But most people in most things, situations that I see comes from proximity where they're hanging around. I'm not saying they're hanging around, but they're co-workers, people who you usually deal with. That's how things happen when after a while it's like, they don't look so bad. Or, we've been talking for a while.
Right.
You see what I mean? So that's how that works. And you know what? Did I put the chat where I was supposed to put the chat? Yes, I did. Let me do it again as we talk. Oh, there it is. Live life. Wow. Yeah, you're alive and you're full of life because at 2:46 a.m. East Coast time, it doesn't seem like there are too many people out. And anyway, like this is basically a warm up in the way that we set things up. And some point tomorrow, I'll, get everything really looking perfect and get it for more people coming in. But yeah. And I know you're tired, Sister BL. I know you're beat up. I know you're tired.
You've been beating me up, making me eat all this food.
Ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream.
Ice cream. Want to tell the secret?
Tell a secret.
The Walmart secret?
Tell it. Go ahead.
How much we walked out with? Nothing?
Y'all, we walked out of there with nothing.
Got all that stuff. Got to the line. Lines are not moving.
And it was 6, 7 lines, and they were all just
6 or 7, more like 4 or 3. If you really look,
whatever it was, there were a few lines, and they were really, really long.
The old lady that was toward the front of the other line, she had cobwebs coming down from her knee on the ground. Seriously. Thaddeus, how are you? So we have Live Life and Thaddeus here with us. And I like this setup a little better, just disarranged a little bit, because I can look straight across at you. Yeah. And we have other people come in and they could just do that thing, get the camera right. Yeah, exactly. One here on the end. That'll work.
Yeah, some stuff coming down the pipelines, y'all. I was telling them some stuff coming down the pipeline.
Oh, yeah. Because we're going to have a lot of folks coming through here. They want to meet you. The great B.L. Carter.
Okay. What we going to do when we meet?
Huh? Going to get them around this table and do a live podcast. Live streaming. Get some calls in. Come back and bang it out.
Bring the ice cream.
You want that thing you have in the fridge?
No, that's okay. I'll finish my Perrier for now.
Well, I don't expect too many men to be typing right around now, right? Walt 25, how are you? This is a laid back. This is a topic test. You can say it like that. I know you're tired, so when you want to end it,
Okay.
You let me know, because I could be fatigued and keep on going till like noon.
Yeah, knowing, yes, you can.
Yeah, I'm glad you know that. I'm glad you know my reputation. But you got to answer the question.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question?
Why can we be friends? I mean, why can't we be friends? Why can't we just be friends?
I think if we work on it, we can just be friends. But the likelihood oftentimes means we can't. Yeah. Because the more time we spend together, the more affection grows. You may have issues going on in your marriage. I may have issues going on in mine, and we're going to lean toward each other. And before you know it, we're in the sack doing the do and feeling guilty, and in church tomorrow repenting all of our sins.
That's sweet. But it seems to me like a place where we're supposed to have all these decent people. Church, this stuff doesn't go on. But in the outside world, yeah, things go on. But I think it's more intense in a church situation where people just can't remain because there's more pressure on you. I always find that in a highly pressurized society where certain things are taboo, and sexuality and all of those things you can't do, you better not do. It's like telling a kid, well, I have all these cookies on the top shelf. I'm going to take a nap. There's a ladder next to the shelf.
And don't eat them.
But don't eat them. What you expect? He's sitting there squirming like, So it's a lot of factors involved that make it that way. It's a matter of control. It's like a drug dealer who doesn't do drugs. He can control himself because he wants to sell them. It's like a pimp who, and these are not good examples, but I'm just saying, he has control over himself when it comes to the women around him. He doesn't fall victim like the other men.
Right.
And so I've had situations, speaking about the whole pimp thing, I remember when we were young adolescents and 17 and 18, 19 years old. And because of the way I was built, it made me look a lot older. I remember looking to go take a leak. I had to go take a leak real bad. And we were on one of those blocks. And we weren't looking to spend money, but like, wow, look at that one. There's no crack back in those days, right? And before we went home, we were kind of circling around and looking at the female anatomy. And I had to get out and take a leak. So really, like we really taking calls right now through the cell phone.
Okay.
Right? So anyway, I'll shut that off. They'll be calling and calling. As soon as I cut it on back like 2 hours from now. So anyway, I got out. I had some shorts on and something tight up top. But back in those days, we were Jerry curls, right? And there was a pimp. There were two pimps out there. And they had one had Georgia plates and one had South or North Carolina plates. But the cars were like country pimped out. This is like 1980 or something like that, right? And they were out there and whatever. And it was hot. But they still had clothes a little too heavy because they wanted to wear clothes to show that they had clothes. The hat looked hot. One guy had on some light looking sweater, but he was sweating, and he matched the car and everything. But I wasn't near him. I went to the not an alleyway, but a deep doorway. I took a leak, and here come the girls walking down, like 5 or 6 of them. And then when I came out from that it was a deep doorway. They saw me. They said, "Oh my God, he's a player!" And he ran because they thought I was a pimp. That's what. Because I went back to the car. I said, they ran from me. What? These older guys I'm hanging out with. I said, they called me a player and they all ran. Why did they run from me? I didn't, They said, man, the way you were built, the way you look, you had your hand. They thought that you were, because they know they will get their behind whipped from the pimp if you're talking to another pimp.
Exactly.
You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, dang, they thought I was a pimp. I couldn't take it as a compliment, but it was like,
Pimp Daddy Lance.
Right? That's funny. Yeah, I had those kind of experiences. I've had 2 young ladies come at me and, we can travel the world. We can say, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. One friend, why don't you go do it? I said, no, I'm not like that with women. But it was funny that for that split second, they thought I was. And we were heading home, and it was a hat shop, and one of my friends like, you need to get that hat, man, and go back home. I'm like, no. They were joking with me like that. How's everybody coming in tonight? Let me see.
Hi, Marlon. Miguel's message got deleted because Miguel was off topic.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Actually, he was referencing us going to another channel to go look up something else that's going on somewhere else, et cetera. So
that's like me jumping up in the middle of a Janet Jackson concert and saying, well, we got something going over with Morris Day, or whatever. I was like, how do you do that?
Shay Chloe, you're unavailable. What does that mean? Who's unavailable? Me, you, him, her?
Yeah, right? Get a little more clear on that one, Yeah.
Says she wants to talk. I'm assuming it's a she.
Okay. So what do you want to do? You want to call into the show?
Yeah, we can take some calls.
Yeah, we'll take some calls. Let me set up the conference line. Give me a second, y'all. I'll set that up. I would have took the call straight through just the phone, cell phone, just bridge them through. But when you try to do that, all of a sudden you get all these other ones. So I'll do it this way. I hope it doesn't give me a problem with my passcode. Okay, let me see. It shouldn't. Okay, we're good. Not yet, y'all. Not yet.
Almost.
Okay, I have them call my phone, but I got to cut the phone on first. And it will be a good idea to connect it up. Okay, let me see something. I'm getting too old for this, people.
You done got, Lance.
The getting is the old days, right? Okay, so let's see. We got that on. Okay, we're going to take calls on the actual conference line. So for those who want to call, you do not call the 407 number. You call the 888 number, but when I tell you to do so, because I still have to connect it up. Okay, but they're determined. We are going to call on that line. Okay, here we go. Audio options. Call me. Gotta call myself. Why is it not going through? There we go. Okay. We're going to block you. Or get them on the line and embarrass them. That is not the number to call. Okay, let's just do it through the computer. Oh, they want to, no, I can't do it through the computer. I'm going to have it call me. There it is. That's the one I want to have come through. Okay. me cut this down. Cut this up.
This call is being recorded.
Okay, we have a wireless caller here. And then they call. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shut off my caller ID, so it has to go to the 888 number when you want to call. Sorry to do it that way, but folks are not following instructions this time of night. Seriously. Then they hang out. But anyway, it might be a good thing.
Atma the God, what should I call you, brother or uncle? I don't know, Lance, do you want him to call you brother or uncle?
If I look old, call me uncle. If I look like somebody who might be an older brother, call me brother. For real. 888-575-3767. 3769. There we go. Yeah, that's the number to call. The 888 number. If we get any clown calls, we'll shut it down. Okay. Again, 888-575-3769 is the number we're taking calls on. If you call the 407 number, you're not going to get through. It's not going to happen. So how you feeling, BL? A bit more refreshed? Mm-hmm. Getting that Perrier water?
That's what's doing it.
That's right. That's right. We good. We good. Okay, the call we have, call in. Going once. Going twice. Speak
Yes,
your
sir.
mind. Okay, there you go. So we have...
Yes, sir. Good morning. Look, first time ever seeing your show live. Good
Okay.
morning.
Good morning.
You and the young lady also.
All right. Where you calling from?
I'm calling from Florida. Look, I'm from I've been living in Florida for about a couple of years now, maybe about 4 or 5 years. And I wanted to know what your experience, because I was watching one of your other older shows, and you were talking about how you were from another area and then moved here. So I'm wondering if you had the same experiences like I do, living here in Florida.
Okay. What are those experiences?
I don't know. It's like almost sometimes I feel like the guy from that movie Get Out. You know, it's just a strange atmosphere here. You know? It's like there's a dynamic here that you have to. I don't know how. You know, it's a strange. I don't know how to put it, but it's like it's a strange dynamic here in Florida. It seems like, especially people of color.
Well, let me see if some things overlap with the both of us. I understand when you say about the movie Get Out, you don't feel it's the plastic smiles, the Colgate smiles that you get from white folks. It's the scary feeling that you get from other black folks who were born and raised here, that they're on a plantation and they can't mix with you because they're going to get whipped into submission. You just being who you are and being aware of who you are as a black man and how you stand in the society, that alone is a violation, because you're not going to play the game they want you to play and tap dance for their little positions. So they're going to look at you different. They're going to do little things to smear your character with other black folks to scare them away from dealing with you. And you're going to be isolated. You're going to feel out of place if you let them. But if you know how you want to live and you draw the line and you know that they have nothing for you except maybe cash on a job, that's it. You're not looking to them for validation. That kind of dries that stuff up. But you will be living somewhat in isolation, even though this particular question is off topic. And I'm going to ask you about that. You know, I'm going to let you respond back to that, but we're going to bring it back on topic.
But, you know, the thing I can't understand is you talking about people of color, and everybody sees what's going on in society now. So you would think people of color would see other people of color and feel like, you know, there would be some kind of camaraderie there, you know? But you don't see that. You don't see that at all.
Well, you know, we're not allowed to have our own culture. That's the thread that holds us together. The culture that we think we have of music that sounds like us and practices and customs that we think are ours are artificially generated. They've been replaced. They have no soul. They have no vibration. There's nothing about it that will bring us together. As a matter of fact, it's been infused with things to keep us apart. Everything that we're given, because remember, we were totally stripped down. If you have a pretty bright fire engine, red candy apple, red vehicle, and somebody gets a hold of it, you sold it to them, and they strip it down, and now it's a deep navy metallic blue, that same car is going to drive past you in the street, and you're not going to recognize it. That's the car that you owned, but you're not going to recognize it. So this is what happened with us. There's no vibration between us because we've been stripped down. Who else has been stripped down? They can say, well, back in so-and-so there was slavery, and back there was this, there was that, but it's nothing like what happened with us. So we're rewired against each other. You know what I mean? And that's the bottom line. We're rewired against each other. I'm going to lock the conference because we have somebody trying to come in and make noise.
Conference locked.
So right now, you're going to be like Fred Flintstone at the end of the Flintstones. Boom, 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 boom.
Well, Mom.
Yeah. Remember what they said? We'll have a gay. Oh, that's what, what's his name? Fred Flintstone was straight.
Conference unlocked.
I unlocked it. How did I unlock it? Let me lock it again.
Conference locked.
Okay. So you can play games. But anyway, so we can't recognize each other. Everything is thrown at us to be separate. I'm from the north and you're from the south, and I'm light skinned and you're dark skinned, and one person is from the motherland, somebody else is from the Caribbean, somebody else is from America. I went to this school, I'm in this fraternity, you're in this sorority, and the other people are not. I have money and you don't have money. There's all these things. And so we seek validation from the so-called former slave master, who is now our oppressor and has always been. And that's the bottom line. So how are we going to come together? We perpetuate what they want us to do. And their biggest nightmare is for us to show love to each other and to be good with each other. And since they messed us up from knowing who's related to who, I say we're all related. Like my sister here sitting across from me, Sister B.L. Carter, she's my sister. And my resources are her resources. We're going to treat her like royalty, like we should. Once you pass the vetting process, and I had to have, she wouldn't come here if she thought I was creepy. You know what I mean? Now, we're hanging out and having a damn good time. You know what I mean? So we've got to undo a lot of those things. We have to understand also that there are many of us who are shysters. There are many of us who come around us for gain, to manipulate, to slime their way through. And you got to get rid of them. They'll talk black power. They'll talk black empowerment, but they're busy stealing money from organizations. They're busy coming in your house and trying to take things or position themselves to get things or get over on you. So you got to watch those types too. Just because it's black, it doesn't mean it's right. So we have all kind of things going on, and it's easy to shut down. But if you take it on a case-by-case basis and deal and keep your third eye open, you'll be all right. But your circle is still going to be tight. It's still going to be tight. Because many of us, and I say lots of times, most of us are not going to make it. Most are not going to make it. Most, it might be 51%, it might be 99%, but most are not going to make it. And I'm not here to babysit. It's just like a woman who's dealing with a man, and she's a grown behind woman and he's a grown behind man. And she tells him, if you don't know how to eat by now, brother, I can't teach you, so move on. You know what I mean? Right, there you go, right?
Okay.
I'm not talking about eating food either. But anyway, it is what it is. So answer the question to the topic of the show, and I'll let you come in. What's your take on that? We'll get back on the topic.
Well, I really don't have, to be honest with you, I can't figure it out. And after a while, I just see the people weird. Because especially with all this stuff that's going on in society now, when you read the news, read the newspaper, you look at the news, you have so many people against people of color, and then you got people of color against people of color, which to me don't make no sense.
True.
It don't make no sense, and I can't get it.
Unlocked.
And I just can't figure out these people. You know, if anything, I don't know. You know, look, I grew up in New York, right? So
What part of New York?
Brooklyn. I grew up in Brooklyn.
Queens here, born in Manhattan.
I remember. Excuse me, sir.
I said Queens here, raised in Queens, born in Manhattan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of your other shows you mentioned that, and I shout out to you, my friend.
Yes.
Raised in the Bronx, born in the Bronx.
Bronx girl.
Doing a good thing.
All right.
But what I was saying is, you know, with the dynamics, you know, when I was growing up back in, you know, old school, right? If I saw somebody that was doing good, okay, whether they were driving a really nice car or, you know, they had something that I didn't have, it was nothing for me to say to them, hey, look, that's nice, a nice ride, dude. You know,
right, but that's how we do back in that generation.
You know what I mean?
No, but that's how we did before we got tainted. You didn't get tainted because you could bring that up and think about that as the good old days, but that's the way we did. You understand?
Hello?
Yeah, hello, unknown caller. I'm letting you through. Talk to us. Speak now or forever hold your peace. And the 501 that's calling my phone, my cell phone, call the 888 number. But the new unknown caller, who am I speaking to?
Yeah, this is Just.
Just in case, what's your name?
Just.
Just.
Yeah.
All right. It's a commercial break.
So I was calling to tell you about, I seen a post that this guy put up there. He was saying to look up some guy named Carlos Munoz Ferrada and Gil Brozard. He's not lying about that, you know. There really is a planet system that's coming in. And this is what's changing the weathers and everything. And, you know, everybody needs to know about this because this is really real, even though people think it's not.
Okay, are you the one that just asked me why I deleted his post?
No. Somebody put this like 2 days ago on one of your shows. And it got deleted, but, you know, somebody went and put something up and somebody said, why did you delete it? So, you know, I was calling to tell you. You should look up those people that he was talking about, the Carlos Munoz Ferrada. This is very real. This is a guy that died around the age of 90-something years old. And he was
Thank you. We
the star.
appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you. But the reason why the post was deleted is because it was off topic. And I appreciate your call, but you're off topic. So if you want to answer the question why we can't just be friends, that would be awesome.
Yeah, but he was watching the star for like 40 years.
Where'd he go?
Oh, I don't know.
Wow. Things happen sometime. You had a 501 trying to call in. You got to call in the 888 number or just have fun masturbating your keypad on your phone. Hopefully it doesn't get too sticky. Should we tell people that we're soon going to be, we're not going to say what channel it is. We're going to make a new channel. A new channel.
Give him a couple hints.
Couple hints. It's going to be a channel where we speak about relationships, adult topics. It will be uncensored, but it won't be just downright nasty, trashy. But we're going to kind of refrain away from gynecological terms. But we'll speak about relationship advice, situations, and we're going to break that out in a couple days. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. But we're not going to push it heavy here because, you know, it's almost like your parents slipping through when you're at a party, and it's kind of like you're finally like a teenager and you're slow dancing, but you still don't want them to see you like that. We got a 512 and we have a 501. Austin, Texas, and Little Rock, Arkansas.
Hey. How you doing, Lance?
Yes. How are you?
This is David, Mr. Pirate Brain.
Mr. Pirate Brain, what's going on, man? Answer the question, man.
What's the question? I'm on my phone, so I probably couldn't hear it. What is it?
All right. Yeah. Well, why can't we just be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Yeah, that was
I
my
see
song.
you standing in it every time. I'm bugging tonight.
That's a good question because my ex-wife, who happens to live in South Florida, also, after we got divorced, we were able to continue to be friends and continue talking. And my girlfriend that I had after that, she just wasn't having it,
This guy really did that?
Huh?
You... But
501, who's talking? Identify yourself.
how did you do that?
This is Mr. Pirate Brain.
Oh, I know you, Mr. Pirate Brain, but there's a 501 number here from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Okay.
I'm trying to ask him to identify himself. Kind of keeps him on the show, you know what I mean, when they can identify themselves.
Wow. You're just going to, run over my call and make it your call, right?
Oh, did I run over your call?
No. You were here first, brother.
that's
But the
exactly
501
what you
said
did.
you're going to run over my call. Last time I checked, I paid the bill. So I control all calls here. So identify yourself.
Okay, well then.
We're going to have fun tonight. Go ahead. Let's hold tight, Pirate Brain. Let's see what a little 501 Little Rock or little something else. Go ahead. You got 5 seconds to speak, brother.
Fuck my 5 seconds.
He'll figure it out. Go ahead, Mr. Pirate Brain.
Okay, yeah.
And he'll call back too.
Yeah, to answer your question, where I was at with that is, with my ex-wife, I continued to communicate with her because when we broke up,
Go ahead, keep going.
It was kind of amicable, as amicable as a divorce can be, But my girlfriend that I had after that, she just couldn't deal with me still being friends with her, and
Right.
I was in a complete other state. I mean, I had nothing else in common with her except for the 18 years we spent together, and I was still friends with her daughter. So, I didn't see any reason to stop talking to her. But when my relationship ended with because I think I told you about this when I had my heart attack, she left me.
Right.
And we can't speak, we can't be friends because she doesn't understand that a man can be friends without any special interest with a woman or vice versa.
Yeah, right. I mean, like when your hormones are raging, it's more of a chance where, it can't be possible. But I mean, when you see the value of a woman in the full range of a real woman, it's not just you're going to focus on that. That's there. The potential for that's there.
Well,
of course, on a physical level, the potential is there. Say it again.
I said I'm 57 and she was 4 years older than me. So if our hormones were still raging, I mean, no.
Well, you got them. You got them 60s and 70s, and you got some 80s. Remember, I drove the bus for a long time, man, and I got hit on by all kind of age groups.
Yeah. Are you not driving anymore?
Yeah. You don't think so?
Oh, okay.
No, but I'm just saying, like all this time. But I had a lady in a wheelchair one time. I was strapping the wheelchair in, my elbow brushed by her knee, barely, quickly. I don't even think she felt it. You have to be careful when you're down. They're sitting in a wheelchair. Sometimes they'll open their legs. You're sitting there, if they're clean, they're clean. But sometimes they do that and it smells like a fish market. So, I don't know. So
yeah.
So on the way out, well, I heard her say, I ain't have a man touch me like that in 40 years. I didn't say anything about that.
Wow.
Well, on the way out, I had to unstrap her, put the lift down. She's wheeling herself out, and she hands me something like a transfer. I don't know. Maybe people do that. They hand you transfers say it's an all-day transfer, but it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. They say, give this to somebody who needs it. So I took it, and then she looked up at me after I took it. She says, just make sure to call me, young man. because you kind of cute, and I'll take my teeth out for you. So,
oh Lord,
yeah, she was serious too. She was wheeling things. She was like, call me. I said, oh my God.
one of them denture-free jobs. Oh man,
I heard about those, but anyway, you know.
Yeah. I heard about it too. It's an old joke from back in the day.
I heard it through somebody with them.
Actually,
it wasn't a joke for that guy. He packed up and left.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. I enjoyed. I wanted to tell you that I enjoyed those videos that you did when you were in Ghana. And sorry to hear that you got ill while you were there.
Yeah.
You and Chester.
I was on the malaria weight loss plan, and Lyme's disease, but I'm all right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I and also I want to tell the sister that's on your show that
that's Sister B.L. Carter, man.
Funny. Huh?
That's the beautiful Sister B.L. Carter.
B.L. Carter, yeah. I was so, it was funny that y'all going through the store doing the shopping for the ice cream. I was saying, I was thinking, don't do it. Well, if you got to do it, get some sherbet, get some sorbet or whatever.
No, she's mad with me because I'm getting her to eat a whole lot.
Huh?
I'm getting her to eat a whole lot, so she's mad with me. She's like, I'm not going to be able to fit into my clothes.
Oh, okay.
Tell him, Sister Bill, you over there. You over there so quiet.
What'd you say?
He's been providing me with a lot of food. So the hope is that I can still wear my jeans.
You got why you have to eat a lot of food?
I'm sorry, what was that?
What you said you have to eat a lot of food. Why is that?
Actually, I don't. I've been, Lance has been holding me hostage, almost at gunpoint with food and forcing me to eat. No, he has. Just joking. But
no. I've been holding her at fork point.
Yeah, fork point.
Fork point.
Just constantly offering.
Thank you, Miami, Detroit.
And so, and then Lance eats large meals.
Oh yes, you can tell it.
Smaller meals.
Yeah. You could tell it.
And so I'm trying to keep up with him and what's put in front of me, and I'm just getting overwhelmed with the food. That's the truth. That's it.
And Mrs. Scurv has been, hooking her up. So.
Yeah, well, look, I'm not going to hold you guys up. I just wanted to call up and shout at you. Oh, one other thing I want to tell you, because I haven't get a chance to talk to you personally. African Superstar would like to do an interview with you.
Okay. Okay.
Her channel.
Who is African? Do rings a bell.
She's over in Ghana right now.
Okay.
She has a channel. She's actually in the diaspora over in London, but she's visiting Ghana right now.
Okay. Hook it up.
Yeah. So
does she have any contact information or whatever? Or that's her YouTube channel name?
Her YouTube channel is African Superstar. Her name is Jeannie. Gina.
Yeah, we'll hook it up. We'll do it.
Yeah, okay. I think you would really like her. She's really pushing the.
She wants me to interview her.
Back to Africa.
Is it? She wants me to interview her, or she wants to interview me? We could interview each other.
I guess either way would be good.
Yeah. I mean, I give good interviews.
Because you guys have the same.
I would have to take my teeth out, but
yeah.
I got jokes tonight. I'm glad to be alive. This is a Black empowerment channel, but in the trenches we have to laugh sometime. And like I said, we're just enjoying life.
Yeah, you putting in the work, man.
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You really putting in the work.
You ain't seen nothing yet. There's a vengeance coming now. You ain't see. I'm telling you. Boom, boom, boom. That's right.
So look. Let me let you go so somebody else can get on and talk. But keep in touch with me, man.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely.
All right.
We have that other guy trying to call in. We'll have some fun. All right.
Okay. Nice meeting you, D.L. Carter.
Thank you.
See you later, Lance.
All right.
Good night.
It's the pirate brain in the house.
Conference unlocked.
Okay, we open up. Let's beat up on a troll, a drunk troll. I'm peeking at the chat room. Miami, Detroit, Maria B. 12 with no E. If I scroll up, I'll get a few more. You know, just like I said, this is a real life thing. I'm feeling fatigued now, but I can fight through it. Trust me. You know I can. Been laying around too.
The energy vibe has changed in the room. Queen Tonikis. I wonder what that's about.
Let me see. Let me go to the actual. Okay, I've been missing a lot. Yes, Taddy. Taddy, how are you? Island girl. Wait a second. We got 53. That's a whole, I mean, look. Here we go.
Bro, what's up, bro?
Really? If you had a girlfriend,
bro,
you know, you wouldn't have to worry about me to say that to me. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to cuss him out like Muhammad Ali.
Planet X system.
Man, you up at this time of night calling another man and you should be looking for a woman? What kind of man are you? Are you crazy? You should be even looking at porn, not calling the next man. That sounds funny, man. They got names for people like you. You're the kind of man that go to jail and he's happy. Get locked up around a bunch of men and he's happy. You can't mess with me, man. Look at you. I love my reflection. You hate your reflection.
Oh, man.
Take your shirt off and your nipples are crooked.
Nigga, look up Carlos Munoz Ferrada.
Your penis looks like a pawn shop sign with just 3 balls hanging. You must be in bad shape. You sound like Mountain Rivera.
Planet X system is coming in, you fucking shit. Wake up.
Man, get out your mama's basement and live for a change. The ceiling's too low. You keep hitting your head. That's why you like that. And take that old 1970s panel off. That mustard-colored couch. He didn't know I was going to give it to him like that, right?
Shit got no hands. Get the fuck out of here.
Man, you pick your nose. Your fingers are so thick, you rip your nostrils open, man. Nothing on you fits.
Listen, all jokes.
Man, let me tell you something, man. The only way you can get close to a woman is getting on a crowded subway and hope it starts rocking.
Planet X system is coming.
You didn't pay attention in class, man. You can't even talk right.
You better wake up.
You talk like you got cotton and cum inside your mouth, man. I made him hang up. I'm the greatest of all times.
Well, my question is this. Does he call every other show?
Does he
call in and do that?
But can he call a show?
No, I don't know.
A lot of shows don't have call-ins. Then they have barriers. See, I let them come in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not scared. I'm like the celebrity with no bodyguard. I'm not scared of trolls. Trust me. I can, go back in the days we used to rank on each other and say stupid stuff. I'm with that. Queen Tony say, Lance, go to bed. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Yeah, so, you got to have fun sometime. Mm-hmm. Somebody's going to look at it and say, And he hung up. He's been checking, and he's listening too. He said he had crooked nipples. I can pull stupid stuff down out there, make them think like,
I just wonder how many other channels he does that on. And then my question again was,
man, you come back for round 2. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm back.
You will be on your back, boy.
Listen to me. I know you think it's a game. Planet X is very real.
Yes, I know.
The Pope and look
rock to the planet rock. Don't stop.
That is why.
Look up
the information. You think it's a game.
Yeah, but listen. Planet X. That's the planet Malcolm X is on right now, right?
Bro, so read Revelation 12:3 when it talks about the dragon.
This is what you do. You get one of them big signs that have that little hook over and it's on the back and say the whole world is doomed and scream out, get to your Bible. So look, how about the white Jesus? Let's talk about that.
You're a stupid ass nigga. That's what you are.
You sound like you might be one. You sound a little slow there, bro.
You think this shit is such a game until you see it. Why
Till
do you
I see
think
it?
they keep chemtrailing the skies?
Let's imitate him. Come on, say something again now. Talk so I can imitate you. I got that silly putty throat where I can just like mold it and make
Jesus
it sound.
is not white. He's really black, stupid.
Jesus is really white.
Okay, man, he kind of almost sounds like somebody I think I might know. Keep talking.
Yeah. No, I swear, every time he talks, I don't know why, but I see in my mind Andre the Giant.
I was thinking of someone else.
Some kind of look like Andre the
But
Giant.
that works too.
Yeah. What was the sitcom years ago where they had the guy?
Dude, he's really stupid. He really
No, for real.
thinks
His
he's
name
a
was
fucking
Hugo.
game.
Well,
Just look up Gil. Listen, just look up Gil Brozard. Look up Raptor News. Look up Dave Dobbs.
Oh.
Look up you. Yeah, look up
Changing
these
his
people
voice.
so you can see the information that's out there. Look
Yeah.
up Carlos
Yeah.
Munoz Ferrada.
Okay.
He's been watching the star system 40 years.
Right.
40
And he ain't
years.
washing
Died at
that time either.
95 years old.
True. And it won't land on him because he's funky.
Dude, this star system killed about 40,000 people when it passed through.
We need to
Chile
do
in
some more 3
1940.
o'clock and 4 o'clock in the morning shows, boy.
Okay.
You don't know what'll breeze in.
Mm-hmm. That is correct. I've heard actually.
Yeah.
We curse when we have no other way to express what
Exactly.
we're trying to say.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
We use cuss words.
He hung up again. He'll be back.
X them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could block.
It's not
But
on topic.
it's not. Yeah, exactly. They had a little fun with him. You know, this is his world. I got on the LanceScurv show and I told him. Now wait, when it comes, he'll might be. You think so?
I'm just
Voice
concerned
wise?
with his determination.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, okay, I'm not even being funny because I'm slap happy because it's nice and late. And like I told you, like I'm supposed to get to bed early, like 9 to 10. And I've been doing that, but I like to fight fatigue. It just makes me feel high, a natural high, which is not good for my health. But, no, right? Man, it's real. It is real, you know. But just hearing him, the anger, the determination, he doesn't have any other outlets. He's very angry. He doesn't have much friends because he wants to stay on one topic and drill it into your head. There are people like that, you know, and it's sad actually. And they're usually loners, have a very small footprint in the world. If they do go to work, they just stay quiet, go do something average. Mm-hmm. And who am I to say average? Not everybody's going to be a brain, you know, surgeon or you know, a scientist. I'm just saying that they settle into this nondescript way of living. And when they get on the internet, or when they discover the internet, they can put out what they feel inside of themselves. But it's not even about Planet X with him. Mm-hmm. It's something else that I detect.
It's attention.
It's attention. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you come in and you bully in on a show. You know, we made a title, but, you know, we'll talk about it. But you just bully in. And you could be talking about something else completely different. You know? I mean, he might have to go visit somebody at the hospital. And every other visitor, hey, Planet X! So who's this guy? You know?
And then when I corrected him and said, hey, your buddy typed the same thing in the chat, and I erased it, and I was asked, and I said, because it's off topic. Now, if you would like to stay on topic, and what did he do? He came right back with his rhetoric instead of staying on topic.
Right. And there's, you know, guys like that usually have some type of addiction. You know, I'm not going to say drugs, but he was a little slower, you know. They bring that anxiety and they want, I don't know, it's like a resentment too to the outside world. Like, he has a girlfriend. He has a good paying job. He has friends. Planet X! You know, that's how they come out. That's how it is. You know, not to throw off on anybody, you know. Wow. Linda, how are you? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's the kind of, I'll show them and start.
Yes.
Yeah, they rejected me, you know. And they'll start from first grade or kindergarten. And it's like 35 years later, but you rejected me. Remember, I went to get my cookie and pretzel and it dropped and crushed and you all laughed at me. It's like that. That's how this stuff starts. And the internet, sadly, there's no way of knowing, but look, okay, here we go again. He's calling the wrong phone.
Oh, he's calling back?
He's calling the cell phone now. Yeah.
Don't even entertain
No.
it. Don't even entertain it.
No. We'll kill the calls until we see another number come in. We'll lock it.
Conference locked.
So anyone else, the lines
will
be open.
Yeah. I'll open it again.
Conference unlocked.
I just won't let him in. He'll come in and I'll bop him out.
888-575-3769. And the question we are asking, why can't we just be friends? Why is it that every time a male and female are in some sort of friendship or relationship with each other, the assumption is that it is intimate, it is romantic, and or sexual?
But the beautiful part about it is you can have intimacy without sex.
Yes,
You know,
can.
I mean, you could actually go in the bed and curl up and cuddle and not have sex. Some people are not capable of doing that. Some people can't even be in the same room, same house, same block. She walks down every day, every afternoon at 3:53. I'll be in my blinds. But they won't use, both hands. The other hand is just, this guy's getting a kick out of just calling the cell phone. I just keep hitting the button. He's not going to get through. That's just the way it is. But yeah, you can do that. It all depends on your maturity and understanding. It's like having a gun. It's like having a nuclear weapon. You better be responsible with it because our genitals can be guns and nuclear weapons. Look at that. Amazing. And he just keeps dialing. And I keep hitting the button. And
Yeah. What Taddy says, that that caller is the devil. It's Satan. Don't answer it.
wow, right? Yeah. He's got the spirit in him.
Well, I kind of agree. Don't answer it.
Yeah. No, I'm not.
I just think it's something's going on if he has to continue to call this particular channel to get his message out. There are other channels that take calls.
No, but imagine he can get his own live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Yeah, so there he is. Hello, goodbye.
Conference locked.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Something.
Hmm?
Just saying, y'all are something. This is fun, actually. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's just a hangout, Got everything working and everything. And I have another template that I want to use just in case. We're going to try that third camera and pull it back so we can get a whole group shot when we have everybody in here. And poor guy. It's like a mosquito trying to go through a net that has no holes. It just keeps going and going and going.
So, DeWanda, how does that work? You say your best friend is a male and you've been friends for 23 years and people always question your relationship. How does that work for you? I know I've experienced it, and Lance has experienced it, and just so happens yesterday we experienced it very clearly, which is actually what led to us having this discussion here this morning.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's because people don't believe they can do it.
People don't want to do it. Most of them don't. That's true. They don't have the desire. I think if they had the desire, they can have the willpower. To look at that fine person and say, okay, yeah, that's all we are. It's just friends, and I'm gonna keep it there.
Right.
I'm not gonna cross that line.
But you can get more out of it oftentimes when it's like that. I mean, it's like having a stock that you just purchased and it goes up a little bit, then you want to cash out. You lose out on all the future value, because it changes the whole dynamic of everything. And that even if there's undercurrents going on and you hold it back, you can still get more than just cashing in,
Mm-hmm.
Well,
that's right, because as long as you ain't putting out, you can get a whole lot more.
For real.
Isn't that what Medea said?
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
roll out, you get Cadillacs and houses and stuff like that.
We had a 905 try to call in. 905, call
Conference
back.
unlocked.
Anybody else with an unknown caller gets zapped because the guy blocked
Tell
his
Mrs.
number.
Lance to cook up some lovely dishes. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Truth is, mostly women. Dennis Allen, I'm not sure that I quite understand.
905, you can ring it back. There you go. Okay.
Hello?
Yes, your line is open.
Hi.
How are you?
Interesting topic. Why can't we just be friends?
Yes.
Conference locked.
Tell us about it. Tell us
Yeah.
about your experience. What did that question
You know
make you
what?
think of?
Like, that's not hard for me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, have male
Conference
friends, platonic
unlocked.
male friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's not difficult for me. But where it gets difficult is, I'm telling you, Lance, you guys are something else.
You know, we're joking
I
tonight.
don't know. Bill Carter.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm telling you, they start to get it twisted after a while. And then they start to, I like you more than, platonic. And then when you tell them, no, this is still platonic. You know what I
calling
mean?
Dennis. Call. Yeah, go ahead.
Huh?
No, I was just telling Dennis he can call and I opened it up.
Yeah, when you tell them it's strictly platonic, they don't like it. They don't like the rejection.
No, well, see,
And
the thing is, if they were about the platonic from the beginning, they wouldn't have to feel bad about rejection because, that means they had some up their sleeve, which I'm saying natural feelings happen. I'm not going to say it's a bad thing to have feelings, but control it. If you walk into a store and there's an item that you want and you can't afford it, you can't steal it, or you can't act like you're going to get to that you can buy it, hold the line up when your credit card doesn't go through. Just accept the fact this is what it is. And look, I'll say it this way. There are many ways to love a woman. And if we would exercise all those other ways to love a woman, but you see, we're talking about cheap lust, which lust is like seasoning. It's very strong. So even in the love thing or the attraction thing, or it may not be where we're going for marriage, and you sprinkle it with a little spice, okay. But when it's just that, it's going to fizzle out. It's not going to last because you're going to see something else that you want, and you're going to move on to the next thing. And how does that person feel? Maybe they started to have a few little feelings and thinking it's exclusive, even though they gave in. It's not platonic anymore. So now you open the floodgates for so much more to happen. Emotionally, you can't see those things. I'm gonna I'm gonna lock the conference again so we stay in. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, sister.
Conference unlocked.
I don't know.
What am I doing?
Personally, for me though, like
Conference locked.
from ever since I've been young, like teenager, I can tell if that guy I actually do like them more than platonically.
Right.
You know what I mean? So right then and there, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna listen. If I see a guy that I really, really like, if I see a guy that I know I really like on a certain level,
your phone line is a little okay.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not gonna play games and pretend, this is platonic. I'm not even gonna go there with him. I'm not even gonna be friends with him.
Right. I gotta lock this.
I'm gonna keep him at a distance at another level.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, you have some.
I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna even pretend to be platonic friends with him. I'm not playing that game if I know I really, really like you. If I don't like you on that level, of course I'll be platonic friends with you because there's no emotional investment in it for me beyond and that's it. Because I'm not interested in you like beyond a platonic friendship.
But what happens now if you're in a platonic friendship, but then now, you're like, hey, wait a second. What am I feeling? What am I thinking here? Have you ever gone through that? Where it changes.
See, I'm telling you, Lance, like I've always been like this, like the kind of person that is very in touch with her feelings from ever since I was a kid.
Okay, that's good.
I don't like my personality. I don't jump into things like even with people. It takes me a while to get used to people before I even let them in to even be my friend. I'll sit there and observe people before I decide, okay, I want to be friends with you. Like, I don't let people come into my space easily.
Right.
So it's the same thing even with guys. So for me, I'll observe and I say, oh, hell, I like that guy. And the ones that I like, I avoid them.
That's a form of carezza. That's what they call it.
Huh?
No, I'm just playing. They had a book back in the 70s called The Joy of Sex. And here I was like 13, 14 reading this book. And I never forgot that they have a technique called carezza. And carezza is where you hold back from orgasm. Do all you want, but you got to hold back. And it's supposed to build the intensity.
That is when actual sex. But I'm talking like before you even get to know the person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Because people have people have spirits, they have idiosyncrasies, toxicities, hidden agendas, and secret motivations, right? And you don't know what you're getting with. This is like saying, I want the contents of that storage space when they auction it off. And you auction, you go higher, and you open it up, and it's like, what's that? Old baby diapers used? You know what I mean? And you put down $675 just to get some, and the other guy didn't get a bid on his other one. He put $35 down and got 2 motorcycles and, gold and jewelry, and you never know what you're getting when you're dealing with people.
You never know what you're getting until, I hear you.
So if you stay in that platonic, for you, the platonic thing is forever. Once you know it's platonic, and you said you run away. But wait a second. When you say if you like somebody, you run away from them. That's. Tell me about that.
No, I said if I like someone, like really, really like a guy, I know that. I know, like I can tell. You know what I mean? That I like this guy.
So what's the next step for you? When you really, really like them?
Listen. If I really, really like the guy, then here's the next step for me. Like if I know that he's looking at me, whatever. Oh, listen, here's the thing now. He will have to work really, really hard.
Okay.
He will.
When you say work really hard, like what do you mean exactly?
Well, let's put it this way. I will just, I'll know him like he might know my friends and so on, and I'll just avoid him. Like if my friends say, oh, we're going out, like he's coming, I'll say, oh, no, I have something to do. And you do this now, theoretically, and one of your girlfriends that she comes to you and says, wow, I had such a nice time and I'm interested in him, and I think I'm going to let him take me out. How do you feel then? Because now you ran away from a guy you really like a whole lot. And there's a potential now for him to get taken away. Here's the thing. Bill, explain to Lance that it's all a game.
No, but he might have more options.
What I'm saying to you is, guess what though?
Right.
But usually though, I know that the guy he's giving me the eye. I know I like him, and he's giving me the eye. But I'll keep him at a distance. You know what I mean? And get to know him from other people and see how he behaves.
That's true.
And also, too, what I will even find out, men will be men. Let's face it, guys will be guys. And I grew up in Jamaica, dated in Jamaica. So the thing about it is, guys will be guys, and women, we're not supposed to be loose. You know what I mean? Right. Sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry. So
well, they're not supposed to be caught out there loose.
Right.
So nobody's going to get in my panties, you know what I mean? But guys will be guys. They're going to go and get some. You men. You're going to get some coochie somewhere all over the place. So this is what I will do.
We got to do more 3 in the morning shows. This is fun.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, I will just listen and see the type of girl he goes and get coochie from. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And depending on the type of...
But how do you know? How do you know? The word goes out that he got,
this is somebody that I will even talk to people that he hangs out with, like guys and his other friends.
Is there like a newspaper called the Coochie Times, and you get up in the morning, okay, he got coochie from this one, and the coochie market is going up? Tell me!
Yeah, so it's like, I will just talk to people, and it's like sometimes, it's a small town, so you may go out and people say, oh, he was out with this girl last night, they saw them at this party, or whatever. I'm like,
Conference
Interesting.
unlocked.
Go ahead.
Interesting. So I will just sit at a distance and watch how he behaves. See if he's the type of guy that dogs out women and like from a distance. And I get my information. And if I realize from then you will know, okay, he's not a bad guy. Then I might like, okay, maybe I'll go out with him one day. You know what I mean? And take it from there. But then again, he will have to work. I mean, like
Sounds like
chase
RuPaul.
me.
You better work.
Okay.
Work
Yeah,
it,
you
boy.
better work, and he will have to chase me. He'll have to like, hello, you ain't getting in my panty until like I date you for at least 6 months. You ain't
Okay.
getting nothing.
So there's a waiting period, like,
It is a waiting period.
there's a coochie visa waiting period, like, you have to wait a designated time, like before 90 days before you get your benefits kicking in on a new job. And you say, well, I like you. It's established, but right now it's January 3rd. June 3rd, you will get the coochie.
No, even longer than that. He might have to wait longer than that.
Or he might be in coochie violation court or something like that, and we'll extend it a little more. If you have any
Yeah.
doubts.
Yeah, so this is it. But
That's
yeah,
right.
but the whole concept though, being platonic friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Be easy.
Some people get it twisted. And that's the part when, as I said, when you tell them, no,
Lines
we're
are
just
open.
good friends. And I hate that. I hate that part of it when, like, I hate when guys come, I'm telling you, they start crying, oh, I really like you. You broke my heart. And I'm like, cut that shit out.
This time you left your coochie home. Then there's no, But the bottom line is a lot of men will profess love to get sex, and a lot of women will look sexy and act sexual when in fact they want love. You see? I mean, I'm not saying it's like that in every case, because you have some veterans out here. Well, that's what they want. Well, they gotta have to pay for it. I don't even care. So, we don't know what we're getting these days, and best when you find something, you hold on to it or you grab it because you don't want to wait. But you have guys out here who will impress you with the fact that they will wait. He waited for 1.5 years, but he had 9 other girls taking care of him while he waited, so he wasn't really waiting. You don't know, iPhone, y'all, is the best thing. iPhone.
What was that?
The iPhone is the best thing.
Why is that?
The iPhone. What
FaceTime.
do you mean? With
FaceTime. Make sure he has an
FaceTime,
iPhone.
okay.
If in doubt, make sure he has an iPhone and call at odd times. And he has to pick up. Has to pick up. If he's not in his house, he can't fake it by being by a wall. It's a different wall. What kind of dress is that? Where are you? Huh?
Exactly. I know
Yeah,
that. Yeah, I
exactly.
know that. The iPhone.
Exactly.
Is the iPhone is
Ladies got to
really,
wake up. And men too. That iPhone is a heck of a thing. Because if you
It's a
don't
heck
pick
of a
up, you're
thing,
suspect.
right.
Like, listen.
As Beyonce said, call my name, that song.
Yeah. And make sure he leaves with a full charge so he can't say, in the next 5 hours, I lost my charge.
Yeah, but see, I never did that.
No. I'm just saying, I'm throwing out things just to
take the
be
time
funny.
to call you in the middle of the night.
Yeah. But still, if the time came when you had some doubt, and you're investing time with this person, and it got past a certain point, and now it's like we at the don't play phase. It's all light and whatever have you, and beautiful and everything, but now we're sharing finances and we're doing some serious things for each other. Now we're getting a little deeper now. Now this thing is, speak now or forever hold your peace.
Yeah, when it gets
And if you
to
don't
that
speak
stage,
now,
yeah.
you won't get a piece from me. Serious now. We get to that serious point, just like in any relationship, you're prim and you're proper, and you get to that fart phase. It's like, things are never the same. It's like you look at each other like, yeah, we're close now. Right? But it's something. The lines are the lines are open. Lines are open. We had some background noise on a couple of the calls. I guess Planet X gave up. He's on another show calling. 2 seconds later, I'm not gone, I'm back. We got to do some of these Insomniac shows. For real. I'm gonna call it we should change the title to the Insomniac, series. Yes, go ahead, brother. I hear my brother on the line. Talk to us. Add into the conversation. And Kamisi Fox. Talk to me, brother.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy I'm able to get through. I spoke to you. I speak to you through texting and through email within a couple of years, but we never really got to talk. Sister Kafunya from New York said she's trying to get you up here to Nichols.
Really?
Sister Kafunya. Yeah, well, you know Sister Kafunya?
Yeah. I'm not going to put certain things right now out on the line, but, you know, that might happen very soon. So, very, very soon.
Okay, so let me.
We got to talk off the line.
Okay. Let me add some little pearls to the conversation. This brick and mortar conversation. Lance, you remember back in the days, the basement parties in Queens?
Of course.
Yeah. Well, there's some underlying spiritual and sexual current that goes with people that are attracted to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have. I don't think you don't have to cross that line. I don't think you should feel bad if you feel that way about somebody else, even if they're hooked up in a relationship. What can you do about that, right? But the problem I was trying to articulate, and then the sister that you have on the show said she didn't understand is, people are very lonely, and when they see two people who appear to be getting along, and they're attractive, and everything seems to be working out, and they can't understand why, if they're single, why they're not hooked up, because it wouldn't be that way. It wouldn't be that way for them. I've been in situations like that where I'm hanging out with my friend. I'm single, and he has his girl with him, and she'll come over the house, and she'll go to the bathroom, and then when they leave, I'll go in the bathroom, and she left her number there.
Wow.
So and then you'll tell your friends this, and they'll be like, "Oh man, did you call her?" Mm-hmm. What do you mean, did I call her? Are you crazy? That's my friend's girl. So that's the guy I have to cut off, right? Did I call her? So automatically, I'm not blaming women because I'm a woman lover through and through, not just physically, but spiritually and mentally.
Right.
I'm just saying that there's some people out there that are very lonely and they just can't understand and see when a person is attractive and two people are together platonically and they're not hooked up. They can't imagine that because it wouldn't be that way for them.
Right.
You understand? That's just my opinion. I don't know if you got what I said or you understand. It's just my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we all have a way of going about things and how we commandeer our movement with other people. And sometimes, we have collisions, and sometimes we have clashes in our morals or clashes or just differences, and we just don't know. And that's what's so interesting, because in a perfect world, if we had all our spiritual issues taken care of and everything was in a perfect world, we would end one relationship, have a bit of time to ourselves to get ourselves better, to meditate, to go higher, and then let it happen with someone else. But really and truly, when you look at it, for the most part, it doesn't happen like that most of the time. There are people that I know that go years and they take their time, or they have the appearance of it at least. They might be doing something, and that's their business. But for the most part, it's almost like when you're in a club, and we mentioned the basement parties, and you have a DJ, and they mix, and you begin to hear the next song before the prior song is over, and you hear that it's your song, and you start to jump like, man, it's coming. Well, lots of times when you look at it, with many people from what I see, that are not really, I'm not going to say they're not in touch with themselves, but they're not focused on that. When you look back in hindsight, that other person that they're with after they break up, they knew that other person before, somehow, some way. I'm not saying there's some devious thing where they had some side person or whatever, but there was something else beginning as they saw what they had diminish. And lots of times people make up their mind. They say, well, you know what? I'm with this person. I'm not even going to invest any more in it. And they let it fade away. and they'll see someone else that catches their eye, and they'll begin to emotionally get invested in that person, and things grow while they're still with this other person. You see what I mean? And it's not even that simple to say it like that. But I see that a whole lot, where in hindsight, when the truth comes out, if it never comes out because maybe it's not my business, but one's ending and one's beginning, and there's some overlap. And there's a point where, even if it's not physical, I'm not saying it's always physical, but there could be the emotional thing going on, the emotional affair. And it may not even be what somebody says, an affair, where we have to sneak and just talk on the phone, but we're not doing anything. It may be something, and may I go out on a limb to really say it, it might be an innocent need. I'm not excusing that, and you shouldn't be with somebody, but they don't even know it, because what if the person they have at home is abusive? You know, and that goes both ways. It could be a man and a woman, or a woman who's abusive to their mate. And if somebody has some background noise, if you got a computer on, cut it down. And I think that was our friend from Canada with the, it's a little something. Just cut the volume down or whatever you have over there. But yeah, what if we all deserve to be happy? We should try to make ourselves happy as we can. But then some people say, well, I'm happy. I don't have anybody happy. Yeah, you should be content. You should be self-sufficient. But we're made to be with somebody. That's what we're made. And some of us fight against that. I'm not saying, like, don't fight against it, because maybe for a time you need to be by yourself to cleanse and look within. That's how the body works. That's how the brain works. That's how the physical works. You go to sleep and all kind of processes happen. So in nature, it tells you how on other levels how to operate when you really look at it. So that's the way it should go in the perfect world. But if you're hungry, you're going to eat. You see what I mean? If you're hungry, you're going to eat. If you have a need, if you're lonely, or there's an energy that, and we're not saying you're with somebody, but this is how we gravitate toward each other. Because sometimes it's not always sexual. It can be a very sexy young lady and a very sexy young, I'm saying that for the women who would say that about a man, not me saying a man's sexy. You know what I mean? I give props, but it's no homo here.
Fine and sexy.
Right. She can say that. But it may be something else drawing them together, because it's something intangible from their childhood, maybe, or something they didn't get from this other relationship, or something they didn't know that they needed. We got a 262 number calling on my cell phone. You're going to have to call the 888 number, not the cell phone number, okay? But it might be something innocent. And you know, I've seen people hug and embrace, and people think, oh, they're going in and getting their freak on. They could be hurting. They could be nutrition to each other for their souls. They might have had issues in their childhood, and now they're grown adults, and they couldn't relate to the next person because the issues that they had, the other person doesn't understand. And what do we hear when people say things? She understands me. She understands what I went through. And whoever has a computer on in the back, or some noise or something, just cut it down. I'll just mute people for a second. Somebody tried to call the cell phone. You can call the 888 number and get through. But there's a myriad of reasons why people hook up, get together. Most people that do the physical thing, the people who are predatory, they already know it's not going to last. I'm going to go over here now and do whatever. Maybe go back. That's a big thing. I'm going back. Throwaway relationships. I'm not dogging men now. Women do it too. They already know, like they say, a woman knows when, you know, she's going to get together with a man. Yes. Talk to me.
You know, I have a saying, women start the relationship and men end it. In this highly sexualized society that we're in, you know, sometimes I blame men In that, I think that I've been in situations where, you know, I tell women, look, I just want to be friends and let's keep it that way. And I really mean it. And they seem to understand that in the beginning. And then later on, their feelings, or they put me in a compromising position. And I said, look, I just wanted to be friends. And then sometimes women have say like, you know, I don't understand that. What does that mean? I mean,
right.
You know, almost, why can't I get what I want? You know, I'm always, you know, approached by men that I'm not into. And I said, well, women always want men to be honest. And I want to be honest with you because I see equity in her that goes past that, right? I'm not really attracted to it. She may be in real estate, or she may be in business, or something that I'm into, you know. And it's just surprising that at times, not all the time, but at times you can't really be honest. In the beginning, it really doesn't work out because,
true to yourself.
Again, women start the relationship, in my opinion, because men just go in head first because they want to sleep with these women, or maybe they want the relationship, and then later on in the relationship, women cut men off, not because they want to, because I think women are generally good people that want relationships. It's men, we're the hound dogs, right? So when we don't want the women, we know how to act, right? We stop calling, we stop texting, we stop being attentive, we stop taking them out. And then that makes her cut us off. So when you have a man who doesn't want to sleep with you, who told you from the beginning he wants to be friends, and then you think because it worked on every other man that later on it'll change, that's disingenuous. And that's a problem that I've seen and had. And so I really have to make it crystal clear at times, not all the time. Who am I? I'm not all of that. But
You're right about that.
I just think that I'm a nice guy.
Like 12 said, you got to be honest. Yes.
In a nice position, and, you know, with no strings attached. And it's hard to find, especially in New York. It's very hard to find. But I need somebody that's culturally, consciously into their culture.
Almost definitely. Or in touch with themselves at least, you know.
Consciously competent. Consciously competent.
Right.
That's what I like to say. And Lance, where do you get these analogies, man? Do you write them down before a show?
No. No, that's one of my... That's one of my...
listening to your analogies, man. I love it.
I had somebody tell me that from like early teens. Like, how do you... But they didn't say analogy because we weren't even saying that word back then. And I forgot how the guy told me. He said, how do you... Something, he said like in a real kiddie way, even though we were like 13, 14, he said like an 18-year. No, that's just something that my mind is twisted that way. They always come easy and on the fly. Like I'm talking and I see something open up and I just grab it and just say it and like, oh, dag. But it works out good because doing a show like this, you know, it would be hard for me to write these down and think them up. I don't ever think them up. I might use some over and over again because that's, you know, in me. But sometimes I get some wowzers that come out. You know.
No, I like them because it's real.
It's shoot from the hip.
I like it. It's authentic, and it makes you. Your spirit shines, and that's why we all can identify with you.
Thank you, brother.
And also, when you stop doing it, then we'll know that something's wrong. Mm-hmm. So keep being yourself, man.
Yeah. No, I gotta be. But see, there's a lot of folks that don't know my little humorous side. You know what I mean? I've always been a very passionate person on all levels. And sometimes I express myself in a way like, okay, like, see, I'm sitting here with Sister BL. I'm talking loud. I'm not talking. If this was an average household, and my wife was in the master bedroom like my wife is, and nobody was here or somebody was here, I'm talking, why are you talking so loud? But this is what I do.
Right.
So even when we do our next channel, which may be, it is going to be adult more so. We're not saying what it is. We're going to make it a little challenge to find it. We're not going to speak in gynecological terms. We're going to speak some real relationship stuff, life stuff, situations, have people call in and really deal with the situations because we need that. You know, we're all decent people here. We all have different ways of expressing ourselves. And sometimes even being decent, words will fly. We know it didn't have any venom behind it. But we need to talk like, hey, come in, let's talk. We all need that uncle, that brother, that sister, that aunt, that person who'll listen. We'll joke a little bit. Relax. You don't have to be so anal. I'm not saying anybody here. I'm just saying that we can just talk and vibe and walk away, and then walk away with our dignity and our integrity. We can talk. We all have a friend that we can talk to like that we grew up with. Why can't we have several people that show the respect? We can get down and dirty, not necessarily to be dirty, because there's nothing that the Creator gave us that is dirty. We choose to make it that way. I'm not saying to become wanton and running around crazy, but when it look, there's a lot of people don't know things, and let's speak about the whole sexual aspect of it in an adult, decent way. You get with somebody, and you're committed to them, the whole nine, everything, marriage. Let's just say that, and you become intimate, and they're so uptight because they were taught in their mind that this is wrong, or they may have been traumatized in their life. And if you knew that, not that you say, well, I wouldn't get what you know, but you know how to help them heal. You see what I mean? And oftentimes that's like the mystery thing, like a fortune cookie. You don't know what you're getting in a relationship. I'm not just saying based it on sex, but when the sex time comes, it's like opening a fortune cookie. You know what I mean? And you open a fortune cookie, it's like the same message that was in the other 3 cookies. No surprise, no variety, right? So, see, an analogy just popped in. I didn't even know that, right? So the thing is, and I don't mean they have to compete with the person you were with before. No, but be yourself. You so locked up like a walnut, the meat of a walnut in a shell. And I got to sit here now and crack that when you could have been meditating all these years. No, for real, right? You back there laughing. You know it's true. And now I got to take the next 10 years and do what should have been done by yourself, or even open up and say, listen, like 12 said earlier, I have be honest. But you say, listen, I got a little issue within myself, and I really love you, and I want to advance in the relationship with you, but, this is this thing or that thing. And most people are embarrassed to put themselves out. Somebody texted me and said, Lance, I can't believe that you said on a show, on a live stream, and there were like 300 something people on there, that when Mrs. Scurv was taking care of you and you had malaria and Lyme's disease and you had the fever and you didn't eat for 4 or 5 days except a little water and coconut water, that she had to change the sheets and you doodled yourself. Well, didn't you doodle today? And if you didn't, you better check something out. I was sick. Who says that? Am I trying to be like nasty? No. But if I was trying to be cool, would I say that? Scurv said, man, that's nasty. I would never say nothing like that. But when you come over the house and you come out the bathroom, it's worse, the smell that goes all over the room. No, I'm just saying. I would never do that, but ooh,
Yeah,
we're all human, man.
You're lucky.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that we're all human. We're all human. Some may have, I'm outspoken. Some may not. It's okay if you're not. But be real. Somebody has a computer on in the background and there's a lot of echo. If you have sound on any device, please cut it down or I'm going to have to mute you. Okay, I had to mute somebody. Oh, somebody else is here. Okay.
It ain't me, Lance. It ain't me.
Yeah, I know. I got like 4 other people here, so they're all muted. I'd love to have a conversation, but it's very distracting. I'll call you out when I open up the lines. There's just a couple more things I wanted to say. We got to be honest with ourselves. If you're honest with yourself, it's easy to be honest with other people. If I'm brutally honest with myself, no matter how much you think that it may insult the next person in the early stages of dating, that's your best friend. Even if you're out as a young lady and some man approaches you and he's kind to you, whatever, and you really say, listen, what do you see? I just saw that body. But now you're going to get mad because You looking for a relationship. But at least he told you. So you don't find out 3 or 4 years later after wasting time when he runs with somebody else and he didn't tell you that that's all it was. Heck, that might be what you're looking for. Okay, whatever. I'm not condoning anything. But he's not wasting your time at least as a person who's telling you one thing and means something else. Be real and be honest. That's all I can say. Be real and be honest. Too many of us, like they say, we have a representative who shows up. And then after a while, that falls away.
And the real us comes out.
Like I was talking about the patch head chick. Chick with patchy hair. And you might look at her and say, you know, at first you with your friends and hey, chick with the patchy hair, man. She had a weave like 3 weeks ago. Now it's all patchy and whatever. You know, she might have a little pudge in the gut or whatever. And, you know, she might be the one for you. And you be later on, you're a patch head, beautiful woman, you. Oh, my God, you're blowing my mind. Look at that little gut you got. See.
And mine.
Huh?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, the overbite and the knock-knee thing, right? And we judging. And not only just a sexual thing, right? Because anybody can blow your mind. But the sweet person that they might be. And I'm making this up. It's not made to make fun of anybody. You might see that patchy head, overbite, knock-knee chick who's a little chubby and has breasts in the front and breasts under the arm and the back, like spoilers on the car. I mean, work running and that thing is jumping. And you're like, wait a second, they might have a V-taper and look all whatever. I don't know. But they're a woman. And they can be the sweetest person. And you went after all the so-called fine chicks, women, in the club or in life, and they have to have this standard. And I'm not saying that all beautiful women are all messed up. But they have their own set of things to get over in this world, the way the world treats beautiful women. Or what we deem as beautiful. Because what's up for one person to be beautiful, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But we're brainwashed now. We can get on the whole white supremacy thing. We understand that. But we're brainwashed to think, oh. And so we're looking through somebody else's lens. And
yeah, Lance.
You see? So
we need a show about this. We need a nice men's show where we could talk to each other about this, because I need help with that too, Lance. I'm not gonna lie. I'm conscious that I need help with that. You know,
we all need some kind of help, even when we are in a relationship, to recalibrate our thinking. It doesn't mean when the Walmart, look at that one over there. You know, your mind should be where it is. And see me, I'm very secure. I'm very secure in who I am in many, many ways. I'm more secure now than I ever been. And I still got things to work on in weird little ways. But we all have work to do. How you just gonna come here? And I'm 56 years old, and I'm 56, so I'm an elder, and I know more. And there are trees and mountains that I'm looking at that were there when I'm 4 or 5 years old, and now I'm this old, they look exactly the same, and when I'm gone, they're gonna be right there. You know what I mean? I mean, we passing through. So lots of times we tell ourselves, well, I would never do this, and I would never do that. But the bottom line is we don't know until we put ourselves in a certain situation. And you in the situation saying to yourself, oh my God, I didn't think I would ever do that. But when you think it, you're not in it. It's like getting into your first fist fight. And you with the fellas before, man, I'll whip whoever put their so-and-so. And now you laying down, holding your mouth, your nose is bloody, and a couple of your teeth are on the ground. And it happens so fast, and you're out of breath. You know what I mean? And that little midget dude beat your behind. You know? Or that big head Chinese midget kicked your behind. Did a bolo on you. I saw one the other day. Anyway, and they were, well, it was back a couple weeks on the bus, and the guys would call them short grain, like short grain rice, Chinese rice.
Instead of long grain.
Yo, short grain. He didn't know. They gotta call me short grain.
Wrong.
Black people, oh, they have joke, but they have no money. They bring all the money to me. I might be short grain, but I have long, deep pocket.
Okay.
You might have big penis, but my pocket hang longer than your penis. Go longer. I can buy your girl. That's right.
Well, that's the truth, though.
You sit on the corner holding your penis. I go to a bank and I hold my bank book, and it's huge. They know me by first name because I have your money in my pocket. Short grain. Oh, man. It's crazy. Yeah, let me open up some of these lines because, like I said, there was some. I had to mute some because one person who didn't speak, 262. Kenosha.
That's funny.
What happened? What's funny?
Hello, how you doing, Brother Lance?
How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, you know.
We got our jokes going on tonight, as well as a serious topic. So, you know, it's a late thing, you know?
Yes, sir. Well, me personally, I work so much and I don't really have time to meet women or things like that. I basically run my family business, even though they don't give me credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
We're into real estate, so I work on a lot of properties. And my mother, she's still a Christian. She's a Christian pastor, and I don't deal with that no type of way. I don't go to church or nothing, but I'm the boss. I run everything, and when I get home, I be so tired, I don't even get a chance to play on my computers and stuff. I was the one that had the computer in the background, and I apologize. But
don't worry about
I don't
that.
know how to work half of that stuff. And my personal thing is I don't really know how to really react around certain women because my idea has changed. The things that I used to find beautiful and nice looking women, it's like an empty shell. I'm looking for more than that now. I'm looking for somebody that I can read with, somebody I can sit and talk to, not just no physical action as far as sex or anything like that. I'm looking for the intelligent part, you know?
Yeah.
And right now in my life, my father has been deceased for like about 10, 15 years. So I really don't have any guidance. That's why I'd be so happy when you and your brother come on and I suck up the knowledge that you give us and I take notes,
brother.
And I try to apply it to my life.
And that's what we're here for each
now,
other, man. To be here for each other because it's not like I'm the great storehouse of whatever, but we're here for each other in whichever way because I could be great in one way and deficient in another that you're great in. And we all have value. We're all here. We're all in the what happened, my sister in Canada? Did a short grain get up there by you? I might be short grain, but the other thing long. But anyway, go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, but me, basically, I'm just waiting, until the Creator give me somebody. I feel like I will know who that is when I run across paths or whatever. But right now, I'm not looking. I'm working on myself because I'm a diamond in the rough, I should say. I'm working on myself. I'm trying to better myself. And right now, I don't feel like I'm really ready for that. But if it happens, it happens.
But that's very good. That's very good that you can, because some people lie to themselves and say, boy, that girl really looks good. I think I'm ready.
No, I made a lot of mistakes in my life.
Yeah. No, but that's maturity because you see, what you're doing, you're working on yourself and you're making yourself a better mate, a better person. And it works out better that way because you have a chance to improve yourself and get yourself together, get to know yourself more. Because the worst thing is that when you try to build a house on a bad foundation or build a house with no foundation on sand, on the beach, and a big hurricane's coming, you're not going to have a house after a while. You see what I mean?
That's true.
So we need to take time to meditate to get to know ourselves. Listen, we high school, technically, some high schools you get out early, later, but say 18 years old, you're considered an adult. I think in Georgia, it's like 16 years old, whatever. You get to 25 years old, 30 years old, you still didn't have yourself to yourself because you're still trying yourself out in a test run, a test drive on life. It's just like the Creator made you and say, hey, Creator, can I do a test run? This life is a test run. It's not where I am 30 years old now. I am the all-knowing. I know everything. No. You don't get to 40. I am the all. Look, there's going to be things that hopefully not Or you'll be 75 years old and be like, man, I ain't seen nothing like this before. I got to talk to somebody. I need some help. So there's people who hold this weight because they're this certain age, or they make this certain amount of money, or they have this certain status that I have to know this story. I have to, and in the midnight hour, they hurting. And you know, it's not a pretty situation, but how many times have we seen that person who seemingly has it all together? And we say, man, they got the house, they got the beautiful mate, they got a good job, they got good savings, they got money, everybody likes them, this and this and that. And then you get a call the next morning. Did you hear so-and-so put a gun to their head and killed himself? What were they going through?
Yeah.
They were hiding behind all that status or whatever they had, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but keep yourself grounded and be real with yourself. Maybe the husband who did that couldn't face the fact that he was secretly homosexual. You see what I mean? Or maybe he had a gambling problem and was about to lose everything and didn't want to be embarrassed in front of his colleagues who had it together. We don't know.
Yes, Lance.
You see what I mean?
Yes, Lance.
So there's so many different things that we got to keep doing this. And, I'm not going to let that pride get up on me. I'm not going to let this false thing get up on me. I'm going to keep myself. Look, if I'm broke, y'all, I'm going to be like, yo, I can't do the LanceScurv show no more. I'm broke. I ain't got no money. And I'm not going to get up there, well, just donate and give. No, I'm not going to say that. And for the people who have to keep this going, I appreciate you. But I'm going to do everything I can to keep swinging with the help that y'all give on that level. That's why I'm going to put the work in. That's why I tell people I'm not going to let you down. That if you enjoy this type of, form or whatever, I'm going to make sure to keep on going because you're going to make sure to keep on going. So that's how we get down. But what I'm saying is that people are struggling with things, even little things. Like I tell people, I'm open about it. I used to be a bodybuilder. I used to have a 6-pack, 8-pack, 12-pack, whatever. Y'all saw the pictures from before. I won titles and I was a great teenage bodybuilder. Magazines and everything. Now people say, I used to do this. And I don't like to say that. But what I'm saying is that in 2019, I stopped when I was 22 and I got body image issues. Me. Sometimes I'm changing my clothes and I look at myself in the mirror. I say, man, I don't look like I used to anymore. Let me hurry up and put my shirt back on. Now, I know I can go. I know how to train. I know how to do this, whatever. But I don't feel comfortable showing my body because I was used to a higher standard. So now I'm jacked up in the brain. It's not a midlife crisis thing. There's some people who see me like, man, you look like you pretty, whatever, but it's not on that standard. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't dare try to walk around a certain way because the standard, so it left me with issues. So sometimes I could be in my own bedroom with my own wife and I'm about to take my shirt off and I'm like, let me grab this other shirt and go in the other room. That's how bad it is. But I can admit that because I've come to terms with that. So that's why I got to get back in shape so I can get in front of her. But that's not really important. Bloating my limbs, what's the deeper issue? You see what I mean? And I can sit here in a live stream that's going to get played over and over when people don't like me. Oh, Lance is jacked up in the head. He can't take his shirt off in front of his wife. I could do that, though. When I had the malaria and Lyme's disease, I was fever. I took everything off. I was like a starfish. She saw parts of me that I don't think she ever saw before. When the fan went, it was hot. I was laying down on my stomach. Put the fan down there. Yeah, now open up my legs. Yeah, whew, I'm hot. People say, Lance, you stupid. And when they really want to say it and they like you, they say, Lance, you stupid with a D. Not stupid, but stupid. You stupid. But you know what? You got to get to a point where there's no internal and no external baggage. To get through this life, there's things that's going to try to adhere itself to you. And you gotta identify it and knock it off like mosquitoes trying to hit you and bite you up. Mosquito lettuce, yeah, he don't know. Pow! Dead mosquito. Now you didn't get, but you got to be aware. You busy checking that girl out. It's like knee burns. You feeling so good doing something with the chick. On the rug, on the floor, in the missionary position, your knees are getting ripped up. But the thing feels so good. But the pleasure don't stay too long. And you get like, oh my God, my knees are burning now. They're bloody. So sometimes we get so caught up in certain things on an external level that we don't look at what's going on. And sometimes, like we were speaking before, we do it on purpose. Let's work extra. Let's, oh, you're a great worker. But you're working hard because you're trying to run away from something in your head, right? Oh, you do this so fabulously. And we have people who are hurting the most who do great appearing things. And we give them the accolades. Oh, you're this, you're that. It's not, and I'm not knocking them if they do something good. If they do it good, to do it good, give them their props. But those are the ones you watch. Because where's all this discipline coming from? You know what I mean? There are things that I hurt about in my life that make it easier to come on here and talk. You know what I mean? But see, I know what those things are. They're quarantined. They're not going to spill over into other parts of my life, because it's like when you get a TV dinner and you have the big part for the chicken and you have a smaller part for the potatoes and the part for the peas. And there's always that when you're a kid, I ain't no peas. You just leave it in there. But I'm compartmentalizing different things and keeping them quarantined so it doesn't spill over into other parts of my life. And that little compartment, as I get over certain things, gets smaller and smaller and smaller until it's non-existent, and I don't have to deal with that no more. But you got to face it. The bills that you don't pay, back in the day when we paid bills and we had to go down and pay the bill to the place that's piling up on top of the dresser, and you broke and you're trying to pay some of the bills and negotiate, or you're not negotiating, you're doing this. I'm just not going to pay 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever. Stuff starts getting cut off. And when you finally negotiate and call the company, the gas company, the light company, and say, okay, how much is it? And they tell you, and then you can work out a plan. And you say, I could have did this a long time ago. I could have took this whole $1,000 of what I owe in arrears and tack it on as $50 for 20 payments. But you can't do it again while, you know what I mean? So it's never really as bad. But so we're scared to face those things on the inside, and they grow up and get bigger. And I find the area that we have the most guilt in is an area of sexuality. And it's not that I'm trying to bring it back to sex, but we have things in our head and we have things that we don't talk about that we think might be weird. I'm not saying like some kiddie stuff or beating up on somebody, whatever, but you're consenting adults and you want to knock each other over the head with a hammer, while you're wearing tutus and combat boots. If that's what you want to do it. But the bottom line is, like we hold these things, and I see that with a lot of people. They have desires in certain ways that are not bad, but they think it's weird because we work so hard to appear to be a certain way between 9 to 5, that symbolic 9 to 5, because between those hours, we must be normal. And then we run home. And you're broken down. And we indulge in what we indulging in. When you see somebody who, man, I like to drink. No, ain't nobody like to, no, you like to drink. You like to have hangovers. You like to be out of control. You can't enjoy yourself. I'm not knocking anybody who, I'd rather accept the person who says, I like to sip a little wine. That's it. But you pissy drunk, falling, you got a problem. You're running away from it. You're running away from something. Like, here's the analogy I always talk about. Old man sitting on a stoop in a rocking chair. There's a lake across the street from where he lives. And this other man, for some reason, catches on fire. Something happens, he just catches on fire. He's next to something that explodes. And he runs so fast past the man on the steps. An old man on the steps watches him. Man, this dude's running fast. Didn't even realize he's on fire. The other guy who's on fire jumps in the lake. It's like, whew, I'm not burning up no more. When he comes back to the other man sitting on the steps, man, you run fast. You should try out for the Olympics. You're faster than Usain Bolt. And he's like, I wasn't even trying to be faster than Usain Bolt. I was on fire. So he wasn't even trying. He was on fire. So a lot of us are on fire for certain things. And we can look great to the world. And we're not even interested in that. There's a lot of things that I can do that will look good to the world. I got to be inspired to do it. I got to get myself in the right state of mind. but I'm not going to allow something to drive me in that. You see what I mean? To drive me where I'm not even enjoying myself, where there's no balance. I got to learn to hold back. Because I was that guy. Come in 2 o'clock in the morning, do a live stream. I'm editing stuff while I'm doing. I got all these computers in front of me, and I'm doing. Yes, it's great, and I'm believing what people tell me. Yeah, and I'm tearing myself down. I take the blame for me getting sick in Ghana because I was burnt out before I went. I burnt out myself more, enthusiastic in a different place, and then I had no choice but to be susceptible. I'm not saying that when they bite you with malaria and it gets in you, it gets in you. I don't care how good in shape you are, or Lyme's disease, whatever, but it almost took me out of here. If I was really balanced all the way like I should. So tonight's a fluke night. We're going to hang out. We got Sister B.L. Carter here, and she's you getting into moderator mode, right? Look at you, all quiet and whatnot. You a lot prettier than I am. So, say a few words. You're going to have to talk now because you know what? Like I always do, I got to run to the bathroom. So that's what I'm going to do real quick. It won't take long. Because right now I'm about to work for the fire department. I'm just going to block this up. Boom. There you go. Come on now, sister.
Hey, Lance.
Lance will be right back.
Hello. Who do we have in?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Sister, you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Did I explain myself earlier concisely and accurately this way you could understand? Because I texted and you said, Dennis, I don't understand what you meant. And I tried to explain earlier. Did you get it, or do you need me to go a little deeper?
You can go a little deeper. That works.
Okay. I tried to keep it neutral instead of saying gender specific in regards to people that can't understand why they can't be friends with each other. Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna have to talk about my specific experience, and I've actually had somebody say that to me before, and it was actually a woman, that they can't believe that I was friends with somebody, and that was it. And I looked into it deeply, and I found, and I never said this to her, that the reason why she felt that way is because she was single. And she had some esteem issues herself. Because it's not that she couldn't get a man to be with her sexually, but she wanted more than that. And the guys that she got with wasn't really friend equity, if you know what I mean. So that's why she deflected it on me. I've had one experience like that. So what I'm saying is, I think Lance went all the way around the world, but yes, I think we all understood. Or yeah. I think everybody knew what he was saying, that people are products of their own experiences.
Right.
So sometimes when you are talking about somebody, it's really a mirror of yourself and your experiences. So when this girl was telling me this, I analyzed it later, and I first was like, I thought everybody was friends. Why couldn't people be friends, right? But I really didn't look into it like that. Later, I looked at her and said, you know what? She doesn't have a problem getting men. She sleeps with a lot of guys, but she has a problem with holding down a long-term relationship and self-esteem issues. And a part of that also is what Lance was talking about. The eyelashes, the weave, the makeup, the person that's under there
How could a man even really want to get to know you when he sees everything that he wants? You really didn't tease him with your intellect.
Right.
So if you're showing him that that's what he wants, you can't expect him to want anything differently. It wasn't my place to tell her that because she wouldn't receive that. But I hope I explained it. That I think a lot of issues that people have, especially women, are self-esteem issues and issues they have going on in their own life, and they turn around and reflect it on you. How could that be possible? Look at her. Look at you. Well, I may want to like being around her because she teases my intellect. She's very intelligent. I can learn a lot from her.
Conference unlocked.
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Just 215. Call back.
Yeah. I heard conference unlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I may get a lot from her in other ways, but sometimes I can identify equity in the opposite sex, and I say, this is not a long-term thing for me in a relationship, so I wouldn't even want to go there. Why take a chance and mess that up when I could just keep it a platonic friendship, and I could learn more, I could gain more, I could obtain an intimacy that in most cases I've never even had in a girlfriend-boyfriend relationship, because people don't want to reveal and be vulnerable 100%. Not all, some. And I find that personally in my life, the very few women that I've had in relationships as far as platonic female friendships, they're more faithful than any man I ever had. I know that's weird, Lance.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my opinion. So I like now at this stage, I like cultivating that, because to me, it lasts longer and it bears more fruit to me. And you never know, later on I may decide that I want to broach that situation, but then the door may be closed, because I think when women close that door, they put you in that friend zone. They don't like to really open it up. So it may close for me, but right now, being single, I like cultivating female friendships. It lasts longer, and it's interesting to me. I don't know. What do you think about that, Lance?
Well, I went to the water area of the house, so I missed a little bit. So I picked up what you were saying, but like I said, it all comes down to us being honest with ourselves and doing the work that we have to. Somebody asked your age in the chat room. Doing the work that we have to do for ourselves, be true to ourselves, because I just looked at the switchboard. Oh, I see. Must I say, I'm going to make my point and just have to usher this brother on in. And we have some superstars up in here tonight. Oh, it's been a long time. Anyway, we got to be honest with ourselves. And when we are right with ourselves, we'll see through the fallacies of others, the shield, the covering that they put. Because so many of us work so hard to look like the real thing instead of being the real thing. We'll more quicker stand in front of a luxury car at the shopping mall that doesn't belong to us and pose next to it and put it up on our Facebook page than just say, hey, let me work real hard and get the car that I need instead of getting something that I want and work so hard for the image. Let me just do the daggone thing. The woman who doesn't have any discipline in the kitchen as far as how much she may consume. She'll lay back on her back so she gets the instant facelift, take her fat boobies and push it up under her chin, take the photo like that, and Photoshop pounds off her face and doing the duck thing with the lips. You're going to get discovered anyway. And I'm not making fun of women. Let me just give women their props. Overall, the ones who have their act together, That you had to walk over coals to learn the things that you've learned and to have your act together. Even if it's not by the world standards of having this and having that, but from within, you're centered and you know yourself. It's not easy being a woman in this world because, like we said, everything is over-sexualized. So first of all, now, men are conditioned most times who don't think, and they go in for this thing, to just look at you that way and not even appreciate the qualities that you have, the vast qualities that you have, as being what undergirds and builds a nation. So many other women don't understand that. And they go in for that propaganda that's put out there, and they make it bad for the good women who are trying to swim against the stream. You see? And so now these goons out here, men get their eyes caught with the visuals and stuff like that, but they got to catch themselves. You get hit with a blow, you got to say, okay, I got to put this hand up so I can defend so I don't get that blow again. Or you get into this relationship that was destructive because you were sitting up there somewhere caught up in lust, looking at some girl's backside, telling your friend, man, look at that backside. Oh boy, I'll marry her. I want to marry her.
I need help with that.
No, well, just the fact that you're saying that you need help is good because you're acknowledging that there's something there. And that's a very great thing. You thought about it. You've been through some things. Maybe you saw a pattern and you said, you know what? I need help with this. And there's nothing weak about saying that you need help with this. That's strength. Denying is, that's a weakness. Sweeping it under the rug is the weakness. I knew of a household in my neighborhood, I'll say it that way. It was really my block. And everybody was holy rollers. Holy rollers. Daddy was a pastor. The mother was some prophetess and wearing the white and whatever. It was a pretty big house they had. And they had daughters and they had sons. And some of the sons and some of the daughters were getting up in age, but they stayed there because, like a lot of the Jewish people, they wanted to keep their people there. It's like, you're not going to go out and rent from nobody. But they didn't say that. They all had issues. So they all were there, in and out, but for the most part in. And they were all acting holy, did different things and acted holy and pointing the finger at everybody else. Well, on one hot summer night, there was a fire in that house. It was a Saturday night going into Sunday morning. And let's say if maybe 8 people lived in that house, there were about maybe 20 people, 20 something people that came out that night because everybody had slipped somebody in their room. And all kind of people coming out there. There was one guy who came out, one leg was shorter than the other. He had a pimp hat on. He looked like one of the Spy versus Spy dudes. I'm like, look at that one right there. Old man from around the corner, the neighbor who lived directly behind. He didn't want to walk in the street. He just hopped the fence. So what I'm saying is that appearances is not everything. So when you see, and when we have our issues, it's like you check yourself sometime because don't go to the mall. Everybody's perfect at the mall. Everybody dresses up, polishes their car, does their hair. If they've been in the gym, they're showing their body. If they're out of shape, then they're showing their money. Everything is so good. And if you have something you're going through, you're going to feel bad if you're comparing yourself to other people. And you got to realize that most of these people, they're hiding something. I'm not saying you're supposed to walk around with anything that is a void in your life or needs working on. Like, okay, brother, like you said, you're working on the visuals and there are a lot of attractive women out here and it's really bad. It's good from, when you're looking, but it's not going anywhere, but it's bad because it's like taking somebody who's on crack and just like, we're going to supply you a lifetime of crack. He won't have a lifetime. He'll be dead in 2 days. He smoking some, boom, and it's gone. You know what I mean? You get on Instagram. I mean, I had some embarrassing moments. there are women and men who follow me and I follow them back, and you follow them back out of a courtesy sometimes. You don't really know them. I remember one time I'm waiting for the bus to load up, and there's a couple dudes, couple women that they said, well, until you take the bus off, take off with the bus, we're going to come out here and we're going to smoke. So you're holding your phone down, it's nighttime. And I'm looking through my Facebook, checking things because I get a lot of messages. All of a sudden I hit Instagram, boom! And I had my phone here, and there were people standing by, and you know how people just look down on your screen. Why this big behind twerking? And I'm like, who is that? And I followed them, yes. But they were a model, but I didn't know. I was like, I just follow people back. They follow me, I follow you back.
Right.
I'm gonna stop that. Because there was another time on Instagram, I'm sitting there, and it's always around when I'm off the bus, maybe like a 10-minute break or 5-minute break, and people come off the bus with me. And all of a sudden, boom, there's some porn. Why the gay dude next to me the time I had the thing, I followed this other dude, there's some gay porn on there. I was like, oh. And he's like, it's all right. I'm like, no, it ain't like that.
Right.
No, he's like, it's okay. And so for the rest of the time, he was on my riding, hi, driver. I'm like, no, don't throw that gaydar at me. That look. I'm not downloading that kind of gaze. I say gaze, G-A-Z-E, like gaze. Right? But I'm saying that people just work so hard and they avoid working on the things that they have to work on the inside. They paint the house nice and all this stuff, and the yard looks nice. You walk inside, you think the wall is moving. Why is brown and white? Why does it look like it's got dots, psychedelic? It's the roaches crawling around. You're sitting down at the table, stuff is brushing by. I didn't know you had a cat. That's a rat, you know. I'm not putting anybody down. I'm just saying that's just how it is. You know, smoke and mirrors and just fallacy. We work hard to look like the real thing. So I just bear my stuff. I can't wear all 10 different masks. I can't do it. Exactly. I got to put them down. I want to live life. And when you're free, see, I'm free because see how I talk?
I'm very surprised, Lance. I'm very surprised. We grew up in the 80s with the gazelles, these saints, and the sheepskins. So, you know, I'm very surprised. I don't know how you let that go. We grew up in that show type of,
well,
you know,
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. There was a pride behind that. You know, it was a pride behind that. There's nothing bad for being that way, man. I don't know your hairstyle, but you cut your hair, you put a little part in it. You know, you keep it right. You check yourself. Get up in the morning sometime. On a Saturday, you know Saturday night's going to be a certain way. You take your car to the car wash, or you wash it home, make sure the rims are right. You detailing it yourself. Your boys come around. 3-4 cars out there. The doors are open. You're all on the same radio station. And you enjoying yourself. A young lady walks by. Hi, how you doing? And you have the pride. It wasn't a nasty thing. You checking her out, but it wasn't a nasty thing. It's like, I'm a man. And I got pride. And I keep myself right. You know, these days, the show-off thing, it's a venomous thing. See, we were all alpha males. And we knew our place and respected each other. You know what I mean? We didn't get into fights with other alpha males that they were about respecting themselves. You talk it out because you know that one might beat the other physically, but everybody going to come home scarred up and maybe lose some teeth, make the dentist richer. Who wants that? I don't want to be rolling around with some dude in the dirt tasting his sweat and we fighting when there's all those pretty girls out there that we can talk to and you style with them. You're not just, I'm going to try to get in her panties. How do you get to that point? You know that's there. But one of the most rewarding things is when a woman looks at you in admiration. And she looks at your manhood. I'm not talking about your penis. I'm talking about the fact that, wow, he took the time to take care of himself. He took the time to keep his car clean. His place is nice. He can cook. He's a gentleman. Listen, sweetheart, it's a bad rainstorm. There's tornadoes out there. I got an extra bedroom. You can go lay down back there. And she's still up for the first hour. Like, I know he's going to come in here and try something. It's like, sweetheart, you can lock the door. It's okay. I want you to be comfortable. I'm not going to try nothing. And she sees, wow, he's not like the rest. And there's he could be setting you up for the next time now, but if he doesn't, and you earn the trust, and then you go back to the other girls, I'm not saying girls, I'm just saying like that kind of talk.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to
Yeah, we know. Little poor white trash coming on the show, going back and vote for Trump because he doesn't care about you. He has his billions of dollars and his money and his planes, and you're sitting there with Billy Bob worrying about how much alligator you're going to meet. Yeah, that's why you ran away, because I'm quick with it tonight. Even though it's 4:52 in the morning, I don't care. I'm living a timeless existence, so it's all about energy. When you're ready to fall asleep, let me know. See how much you stayed up? I dug into the reserves.
Yes, you did.
Malaria didn't get that. Lyme's disease didn't get that. That's why I'm the greatest of all times. Anyway, but it was about the pride and the communal feel and the people that you felt good being respected in your community. It wasn't like you're running for no political office or trying to be some jackleg pastor, but your name meant something. You see what I mean? And then women, it wasn't a problem. It wasn't a problem for that stuff. It came. Okay, here you go back again. You know you're going to be a slave to the Chinese, and white supremacy is just all gone. And what you need to do is go to the dentist and take care of them teeth you got, because you're all messed up with engines in a bathtub in your front yard. You are trailer park trash. We are dignified black people, so run. And now we're going to lock it because I want to get into a flow and talk.
Conference locked.
Now they're going to be out there mad. So what are they doing this time of the morning, calling up a black people's shows, just wanting to disrupt, and they get embarrassed because, like I said, I'm coming back strong. And I'm not even at 100% yet. Mm-hmm. The mind is a terrible thing to waste, and they did. They didn't pay attention in class. The right class, not that propaganda. You know what I mean? No propaganda. I always thought out the box. That's why the teachers didn't like, now here they go calling again. After they heard conference locked. That shows how stupid you are. How inbred you are. Inbred. Don't walk over there. The cars are flying. You got to look both ways, and they look both ways one way and get hit from the back. You don't have to do drugs and get messed up. For real. Listen, white folks who are listening to the show. Don't try me. I went to the motherland and I came back different. And you see us building like a crescendo, like, we won't sleep until it's noon. I get like that, but I told you. Soon we're going to wrap it down. But I want to say one more thing, that we come from a different era. All the brothers that are here that I see, we come from a different era. And it seems like, I'm not going to say we lost, but this generation, they have no clue. It's not a, look, and when guys in our age group and those who come from that generation say that, to the younger folks who are listening or who might listen, it's not a put down. We want things back better for you, even in your style, even if your style of rap music is not the same as ours. Put a little sense in it, though. We're looking for people to pass the baton on. We have a wealth of knowledge for you. And you can take it and spit it back in the way that you spit it back with the slang words you use now that we may not use. I understand it may be corny to you the way we talk. But if you were back then, it would be cool. We can understand that. We may not understand you, but we'll accept you. But you're kind of going up the wrong way. Do your thing, but we're here to guide you. That's the problem in our community. We don't have enough sentinels. We don't have enough warriors. We don't have enough people who will step in. And, black men, we're illegal just being who we are. Our very presence, we have to dumb it down. And that's why so many dudes are around here gay. We got dudes that are running around here looking gay and acting gay, and they're not gay. They don't want to be a target for the oppressor and just get what they want. But I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't be straight and act gay and walk out. I can't do it. Because the bottom line is, in this world, and yes, we're going to do that, the bottom line in this world is if you have two dudes that are going for the same job with the same exact qualifications, same exact resume. Now, it never happens this way. And they're both black. Both look the same, look like twins. And one's a little non-threatening and very effeminate. Who you think is going to get the job? The dude that walks there to the theme from Shaft? Who is the man who will risk his neck for his brother, man? Scurv! Can you dig it?
They gonna hire the cupcake.
There you go, brother. Holla, I was waiting for it, brother. The sweet cupcake.
I'm sitting back in the cup. I'm just listening. But yeah, they gonna hire the cupcake. But that's
if you masculine,
I beg your pardon?
I said if you masculine and a strong man that's confident about themselves, that 9 times out of 10 they won't hire you. They'll feel you that you're a threat.
That's right. I do want to say, let me just jump in, Brother Holla. I do want to say that
to a certain degree.
About 15 minutes, I'm going to wrap it down. And I hate to wrap it down. I haven't had a chance to speak with you for a while. I missed your call when you called. I forgot what I was doing, but I'm going to give it 15 more minutes out of respect to Sister B.L. Carter, who's here with me right now. And we're going to be back tomorrow. This is just a warm-up. This is just a test.
I wasn't even really, I just was listening, but...
Well, I saw you.
Not so much.
And I didn't call you out yet because I know how you do. You get in the cut. You know what I mean? Any man, any brother who has a name that he can spell it backwards and it's pronounced the same way, you's a bad dude. Hallallah.
Hey, I'm so humble. Yeah, I know.
You mean I can look at your name in the rear view when I'm driving and see it the same way? That's bad, man.
Well, you know what? The crazy thing is when I was a God believer, that's what it really was about. It was like no matter which way you looked at it, God was always in the midst. You know what I'm saying? And to a certain degree, it's still that way. You know what I'm saying? Because we all gods. Whether people know that or not, but yeah, it's really about the spirit. Your spiritual life is, I sat and I listened about this whole relationship thing, and our interaction with the opposite sex. I mean, truth of the matter, we've been going about this shit wrong. We've been going about it wrong, and it's only because we living in somebody else's culture. So everything we doing is that. And they guiding it to the point of exactly where they wanted it to be. And that's that, everything is homosexual and, the culture is savage. That's what it is, savage. You hear the kids say it, I'm a savage. I'm savages. But they don't even really understand where that's coming from. They think that's just some cool rap shit to say, but the truth of the matter is, it's coming from their handlers.
Yes.
Whether they even recognize they got handlers or not, this is about spirituality. Even them who don't have spirits, they got souls, but they don't got spirits. However, they understand that's what really moves us. So we can take you away from your frequency and have you focusing on something else. Now everything is all out of whack. And that's why everything is all out of whack. Niggas keep living in a human experience and not understanding you are a spiritual being. Your human experience, that avatar can only be animated because of the very thing that's going to live on even after that body dies. So why would you be paying so much attention to the outside when you really need to be focused on the inside? Like, it don't matter how nice the rims are on the car, you got the candy paint, but if the engine ain't shit, so what? Your car not going nowhere. That's exactly what we are. We got beautiful bodies. Black people are the most beautiful people on the earth. That's why everybody want to be us. But we fucked up on the inside, and that's why everything does not work for us.
Right.
Everything is going wrong for us because we not back on our frequency. I typed it down there. The trick in the social engineering that they did was to make you come away from your real spiritual thing and make you think that what you need and everything that makes you what you are is some entity outside of yourself, and it's not. So as long as you keep looking over up in the sky and away and off to the left, you listen, you know what I'm saying, what you really supposed to be doing. And that's finding your purpose as to what you're supposed to be doing with that energy. And when you do that, everything else falls in line. It falls in line. You should never have to look for your wife. Your wife should be in your presence. You should never have to look for your king. These things will happen automatically because that's what energy do. It's about energy. And they know this. That's why they doing all the things that they doing with the algorithm. That's why they keep these kids' faces in them phones.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because they tapping into that energy. That's what they doing. And that's why for us, it looked like everything that they doing is stupid. I mean, it looked no stupider than what we was doing. It looked stupid to our peoples, that looked stupid to their peoples, because it's a gradual evolution. We are embodying somebody else's culture, not only physically and mentally, but spiritually. And we are completely out of whack. We Africans, I'm not even going to say Africans, we are the original sun people acting like a degenerative race.
Yeah.
So, of course, the relationships are going to be screwed up. And, of course, the way we go about it is going to be wrong. Because everything we going about doing ain't got nothing to do with us.
Right.
We living like somebody else. We living the way somebody else told us to live instead of the way we were already living, which was great, as you can see, because everything was left behind for you to see.
Right.
And for them to steal.
See? I know I have a
Everybody
full night.
Progress. If we were such fucked up people, why would everybody bootleg everything we do? Everybody steal everything we do. That's why we telling niggas, like, why do you join these organizations? Why do you follow behind this shit? You fucking with a knockoff of a knockoff. Niggas sold a knockoff of your own culture back to you. But it don't work to you because it's watered down. The dope is weak. They done cut it 1,000 times over and gave it to you. And you think you high, but you really not.
Right. Well, you got away
really
with words.
Get into that. You really not. We really think we going somewhere. We really think we progressing. We really not. Mm-hmm. Even those that found knowledge and became conscious and whole tempers and all that cool shit, we really not. We not. Because the whole thing of everything is about your spirit, your spiritual connection to the universe. That's all those pictures and things on the walls is about. It was our ancestors leaving in layman terminology. Really the things of the spirit. They call it supernatural because they don't understand it. They don't got spirits. Get into that. That's why everything they do is savage. That's why they can do the shit that they do and be still straight face and chill with it because they don't got no conscience.
Got no soul.
You got no conscience. When you ain't got no conscience, you can do anything.
That's true.
To anybody, like an animal. An animal bites your ass and walk over and sit down like nothing ever happened. Right?
That's right.
They be killing niggas and turning niggas out and feminizing niggas and be acting like ain't nothing going on. Like, what? What's the problem?
That's right.
And we co-sign it. That's the thing. So I always be like, why do we get mad at the things that we see them do? Why are we upset? Why are we at a disarray that our families aren't together and our relationships aren't right? We not making the efforts to really change them because a lot of the things that we would need to do to change, people don't want to do it because that means you got to let a lot of shit go.
Right. And it's hard to let it go.
Just refuse to grow up.
Can I comment on that, sir?
some people are in the predicament though that they can change it, but they have other people that's blocking them. Like me personally, I do a lot of work for other people, and I'm to the point I want to start my own business. I do real estate, work on houses and do home repairs and stuff. But I have my own money and everything, and it's like you got to have a certain amount of money in the bank to buy different properties and stuff. And I help a lot of people out, but when it comes to them helping me, returning the favor, it's like they don't want to see me progress.
Of course. But you know what?
No.
This is why I say it goes back to your spirit. See, honestly, we can't care. If you want to deal with the human nature, we can deal with the human experience and say, yo, we all should get together and be unified, whoop, 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 whoop. But that's not the root of the problem. The root of the problem lies beyond the human experience. What made us a great people was not so much what we did physically. That was the reaction. That was the result of what was going on spiritually. We was on the same frequency. We was on a higher level spiritually. That's why we were able to do the things that we were doing. We not there. So, I mean, we could talk about this 1,000 times and figure out how to come up with an economical plan in the whole nine. But if niggas don't got knowledge of self, if you don't understand that you're a spiritual being first before you are in your human experience, if you don't understand that all of this moved by energy and they know this and that's why they using it against us, what are we talking about here? Do whatever you want to do. It's not going to make a difference because everybody not on the same accord.
Everybody's not going to be on the same accord, but you got to be able to sift through the riffraff,
That's why you got to take care of yourself.
No, that's why you isolate yourself, like Brother Lance was saying, and you get to know yourself first before you start interacting with other people. See, right now in my life, I don't let any and everybody come through my door. It's a lot of people that try to come through my door and bring materialistic stuff to me, and it's stuff that I need. But everything that a person give me ain't good because there's consequences behind it.
Right.
And I don't want no any and everything. And I don't want nobody, bonding me and holding me down because you did this and that for me. So I know how to choose between friend and foe. Because everybody that's nice to you ain't your friend. And everybody that's evil to you ain't your foe. And you got to be able to sift through that. You got to be able to pick and choose. And I sit back and I watch them run around like rats, chasing cheese. And I just look at them. Like, look at them go.
You got to do what's best for you first.
And you got to do what's best for your community as well. You can do you in your community at the same time. All it takes is once you get grounded and set, you can do anything. You can do anything you put your mind to. And I'm a firm believer in that. So that I don't agree with that. Yeah, we spiritual beings in a physical body, but we still gotta take care of our physical. If our physical die, our spiritual gone.
So, but if you are thinking a certain way and moving about a certain way, but you can't convince the rest of your community to move a certain way. And go about a certain way.
You gotta be able to know you can't let everybody in your surroundings. Everybody is not your friend. Everybody is not here to love you. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of sellouts in the black community. We got a lot of black folks with white souls. That's go compromise the whole thing. That will tear the whole structure down if you let them in. So you got to be able to, pick friends from folks. It's like a vibe you get. You know if a person is right and a person is wrong. They're going to give you a vibe right off the bat. It might take you a while to feel it, but you know what I'm saying, man, you just got to have your guard up. Everybody can't go. This thing, everybody ain't going to be able to go. There's going to be casualties.
I agree. But you know what I learned because I used to feel the same way you did about
No, honestly,
we need to do this and that.
I love my family and stuff, but my family is against me. That's my worst enemy right now. When I sat up there and said that Jesus Christ is not my God and that I'm done with church, man, everybody wrote against me. They think I done went crazy. These people look at me every day. That boy, he can work his ass off, but he crazy. Look at him. He cursed. They say I'm cursed or I got bad luck or something.
They're supposed to say that, though.
That's
but
why
they,
I do
but they
my work
supposed
and I
to
go
say
my
that.
way. Huh?
Listen, bro. Listen. They are supposed to say that, and I'll tell you why.
I don't pay them no attention. I block them out. I don't pay them no attention. I do what I got to do. You pay me, and I go my way. Simple as that.
Exactly.
I don't go to no family.
You are your own
entity.
You are your own entity, okay? And you can control the energy around you and how you move about and what you do and do not allow, you know what I'm saying, within your space. But what you have to also understand is that when you encounter people who are going with the majority and you're going the opposite way, that's the automatic reaction. I got the same reaction.
No, me, every day I take time for myself. I might take like 15, 20 minutes and I meditate. I get somewhere and I meditate and you know what I'm saying? I get in touch with my inner self. And that leaves me away from a lot of people because I can read people now. Now I can see people that come around with those fake smiles and they smiling in my face and they know they can't stand me. They can't stand my But
I couldn't hear you. There's something else going on in the background. Okay, that's Lance talking. The best thing, the way I see it is this. Everything that you want in your life and how you want it, it starts in the mind. In your mind, you can control these things. It starts in your mind first. In your mind, your thoughts, how you perceive yourself. Or first and foremost, if you really know yourself. Right? A lot of us think we know ourselves, but we really don't know ourselves. That knowledge of yourself and knowing yourself and getting out of those the religious or the monotheistic mind frame of this right and wrong and you know what I'm saying, this morality thing, like all of that nonsense did not come about from us. We didn't have to have those type of rules because we were living the way we were supposed to. This type of structure is needed for beastly people, animals, savages, people that need to be sort intellectually how to conduct themselves. See, they understood they couldn't do that to us at first, so they had to go the route of completely breaking us down, destroying us, and turning us into the type of people that they are. And that's what we have become. So that is what you are going to encounter. The more you raise yourself in levels of consciousness and you really get into your spiritual life, you're going to find that to happen more and more. Even around people who call themselves conscious, and y'all can sit in hotep all day long, they know the knowledge, but they ain't really in their spiritual life. They not applying these things. They not changing themselves. You know what I'm saying? They just really, it's just a new lifestyle. It's become a new fad. Like, I mean, you know, I can't get with any of it. The whole conscious community, all that nonsense. Like, none of that existed It did, but not the way that it exists now. It's all faddish. The best thing you can do is to focus on your spiritual growth and getting to that space of finding your purpose and executing and completing your purpose, what you really here to do. That's what's the most important thing, is fulfilling your purpose. It's not about the community. The community would be the community if the community was all on the same page and everybody was fulfilling their purpose. Everything would fall in the same, and everything would fall in the line, and everyone would do.
Brother, did you say not the community?
What I'm saying to you is this: when everybody was on the same accord, there were people that did different things. There were men and women that learned on higher levels. They were on. Everybody was on a spiritual frame of mind, on a frequency, and they were productive. Everybody, we're not there. So you can raise yourself, but if the rest of your community not raising, all you can do is allow your evolution to be the light that shine upon the rest of the community. Some niggas will see it, but they may not even want to touch it. It's like something that my great-grandmother used to say, it's too much like right for niggas to get right.
That's true.
We just so far in the hole. Like, truth of the matter is,
but we can't.
We're not going to see it in our lifetime.
That I don't agree with. We cannot give up on our people.
I didn't say give up. I didn't say give up. That's not what I'm saying.
What did you say about the community just a second ago?
What I'm saying to you, I'm not saying give up. What I'm saying is be realistic. We ain't going to see it in our lifetime. My grandkids ain't even going to see it in their lifetime.
How you going to say we ain't going to see it in our lifetime? That's giving up.
I'm knocking on 50's door right now, okay? And I'm probably like second, third, maybe third generation removed from civil rights and a revolutionary period.
I'm in my 40s, and my dad, God rest his soul, my father was born in 1915. My father was born a slave. My father was born in Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? My father used to tell me about how the white men used to go hunting on the weekend. They go to the barn where the women was at, and they take all the women with them. And when they come back, all the women and girls are pregnant. So
yeah, that's right.
You know, I got a lot of knowledge. I may be a little young, but I got a lot of knowledge in me. You know, and
that's good.
You know, but
listen to what I'm saying to you.
I don't give up.
I never say give up. I just said I'm not saying give up. It's not what I'm saying. I never would say never give up. But what I want to say is this. You can't look at the chessboard and say, yo, I really wish this was checkers, so we're going to play it like checkers. It ain't checkers. The reality here is this. We have come through different stages, going back, move forward, going back 2-3 steps behind, because there's a certain aspect that we are not focusing on as a people. So I can't expect the collective to get on the frequency that I think the collective should be on, or where the collective should be, because the collective is all in every different direction. That was their whole point, to interrupt the natural order of the universe, the frequency. If they got everything in chaotic motion, everybody in all different directions and confused, and got all these different denominations and clubs and organizations, and niggas is thinking in different ways, you trying to pull together what? It's hard to pull a nigga out of church, especially a black woman. I got 2 parents that are ministers. There's no way. I don't give a fuck how many times I showed them the fact. You ain't gonna tell them that a Jesus don't exist, and you gonna have to let them live with that shit. Because the truth of the matter is this: you will never die The thing that makes you what you are never dies. So the quest is you either find your purpose and get it right now so you can move on, or when you die, your physical die, your ass gonna come back to do it again. Some niggas done been back 2, 3, 4, 5, 100 times and still ain't got it the fuck right. It's not about the human experience. We've been made to think that it is about that. The human experience is the result of the spiritual aspect, your mind, your mental. We are creators. This is who we are by nature. It is innate in us. Everything that you see in the physical is a result of our creation, out of our mind. It is mental. It starts there first. We manifest these things when we put this energy into it. This is why we are fucked up, because we have embodied somebody else's energy, somebody else's culture, somebody else's thoughts and spiritual life. So we become spiritual mutts. And we got a whole bunch of different, even to say, yo, I ain't messing with no Jesus, and that's cool, but you really still ain't got that shit digged up and worked up out you. It's been embedded in you all your life. You know how long it took me to like really eradicate and remove the idea of God, an entity outside of myself, even when I knew the knowledge, seeing the knowledge, able to break it down and understand it and put the pieces together, it was still that inkling of fear inside of me. It take time. So when I say, nah, we ain't going to see it in our time, we not going to see it in our time. Find your purpose, plant the seed. That's all you can do right now. Plant the seed. Niggas ain't ready to go to war. So that's the only way you're going to get reparations. I don't know why niggas even talk about that dumbass shit. You asking the niggas that robbed you to sit down and give you the money back when they created a system to not give you the money back, to not give you the resources back, to not give you the land back, to not give you your sovereignty back. But you still keep asking them to do that? Why? The only way you will get it is to take it the same way they took it from you. And niggas ain't ready for that. We ain't going to see it in this lifetime. This is the reality of it. I don't mean to be a spoiler here. Never saying anyone to give up.
You could never be a spoiler, Brother Holla. You could never be a spoiler. You bring in the truth.
I gotta spoil it. I'm gonna keep it all the way funky.
Of course.
Why? Let's not lie to ourselves.
Let me just say, brother. Let me just say, brother. I'm gonna wrap it down in 10 minutes. So give us some more, all of y'all. We're gonna wrap it down in 10 minutes.
I'm good. I didn't even mean to get into it like this.
Oh no. But we good. No, it's not you. We good. We good, because we're gonna come back tomorrow and we're gonna do something more intense, just as intense. And I want you back. It's been a while since I heard you, man. So it's good to hear your voice. But we didn't get as much rest last night, so we're gonna get it in, and then we're gonna come back hard, because I had to do some rearranging in the studio.
That's why I've been caught up.
All right.
Yes, sir.
But you're always dropping the proof, man. We don't get a chance to talk to you enough. Seriously.
Yeah, brother. I'll definitely be back. I've been on the plantation picking cotton, man. Like, you know, it's what it is right now. I'm picking cotton. You know, so my time has been kind of occupied, and I'm making preparations to come back to the East Coast. So I'm about to get closer to you, Lance.
Yes.
I'm gonna pop up on you.
Oh man, I'm waiting for you.
Oh, boy,
I'm waiting for you. Brother to brother love. I'm waiting for you, man.
Yeah, I'm coming. I'll be back. I'm coming back to that side. I'm not coming back over here. My family is growing. I got 2 grandkids on the way, a week apart from each other. So I got to get back. You know, all my family is there. I came out west because I had to get away from them family members that ostracized me and said that I was crazy and that the devil had a hold of me and all of that, because they saw my evolution. I wasn't trying to convert none of them. I wasn't trying to get niggas to see no knowledge, no nothing. They just saw the change in me. So they ask questions. I don't go and try to talk to people. I ain't trying to lecture nobody, no nothing. I had these conversations when they arise, you know what I'm saying, in a situation where somebody sees something about me. And usually it's typically when I'm doing something different or I'm not paying attention to something, like I'm at work and they start talking about, like, Easter came around and everybody was all hype about Easter and I was just working, like, I didn't hear shit they were saying and I didn't hear shit that they were saying. And then they asked me and I calmly, like, nah, and went back to my work. And they were like, nah, but they was intrigued. They wasn't offended because, number one, there was no there was no conviction in what I was saying. There was no doubt in what I was saying. It was so smooth, so confident. It's just as confident as if a person asks you, are you a man? Yes, I am a man. You going to church, you believe in Jesus? And nah, I don't. Absolutely not. That's my favorite answer. Absolutely not. And they be like, what? I say it the same way I say I don't eat pork. Do I have a pork chop? Absolutely not. I don't eat pork. And then I go about my business. And it intrigues them to have a conversation. Now they want to know why. And why I act like that shit like just don't exist, like it's null and void. It's nothing to me because it is nothing to me. But now they want to know why. That's when I'll have those conversations. I ain't looking for them and I don't care. I don't be worried about niggas because niggas don't be worried about themselves. I'm only going to deal with an individual that wants to change. That's the only way you're going to build a community. You build a community with people who are still on the same accord. They all on the same mind, not only mentally, but spiritually. Because you can get niggas on the same mind and say, I want to build a community, but now we got bullshit get involved because 3 of these niggas is Christians, 2 of them is Muslim, you got 4 rosters, and now we got a problem. That's the problem. The division is the problem. So I'd rather be in the midst of people spiritually alike more so than mentally alike. Like, that's cool that you got knowledge or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But what frequency are you on? Where are you at with it? Because that's the only way we're going to build a community, to rebuild a nation of people, to rebuild a force to be able to now change and take back what belongs to us. Until then, yeah. 5 years, what was this? Yeah, 4.5 years ago. Did I say this, Lance?
Yeah.
I said this.
Oh, no.
I said we're going to have these conversations again.
Time flies.
5 more years from now, if we don't get it, we'll have these conversations again. And our next generation will have, you know what I mean? Generations of people been having these conversations. Documented, we go back, Marcus Garvey was having these same conversations. Same conversations that we having right now for these same issues that we having right now. Because the bottom line is we're not recognizing why we are where we are. We got tricked into thinking that everything that is outside of ourselves, and it's not. It's within us. They call it magic. It ain't magic. It's what we've been doing forever. It's who we are. It's our connection to the universe. We strayed away from that. Well, we've been pulled away from that. Now niggas has completely turned their back. I'm not about to sit and bother and create and conjure up negative energy coming from other folk who really don't give a shit about what I'm saying. Because all they trying to do is get at some money. See, the thing is, they play with your ignorance and your ego. You live in your human experience. This is social engineering, brother. So when you in poverty and you starving, you don't give a shit about no knowledge. They don't try and get at $1 because I got to eat, and you kids got to eat. I got to buy school clothes and all that cool shit. They're not trying to hear it. So you changing, you elevating, you becoming the person that you are, the entity that you're supposed to be in your purpose, and they see your light. Now you can draw. And I tell my homie, like, yo, you want to convince these young boys to get away from the trap rap? You got to pull up in that shit, dripping, with the pockets fat. Because they got to see that that knowledge is connected to progress, to prosperity. If it don't equal prosperity, these niggas ain't trying to hear nothing you saying.
My brother, we got to wrap it down, brother.
This is a fact.
We got to wrap it down, man.
You have to be able to replace. You have to be able to replace whatever knowledge or misguidance that they have with something better and greater that's going to give them the results that they're looking for. And a lot of it is love and money. Feed a nigga and give him some love and put some money in his pocket and show him how to get somewhere. And now you can build a community. Now you got niggas that'll get up and say, I don't gotta do this no more. I won't do this no more for my community because I got something to replace that, to give me exactly what I need and more. Until then, listen, man, niggas is wasting a lot of good energy. And that's why they can get the rappers and the ball players and the actors to do the wild shit, because they know the kids is looking at it. It's about a check.
My brother Hollow, we got to wrap it down, brother. We're going to head on out right now, man.
Out, man. But, hey, listen, I'm gone. To everybody, y'all know what it is, man. It's always love. It's always love. You know what I mean? And, yeah. No tap, man. I'll definitely chime in tomorrow.
Yes. I don't know what time it's going to be, but it'll be later. Not later than tonight.
I don't get off until midnight. I don't get off until midnight this time.
All right.
On Pacific time. So yeah, I'm always around.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. And I want to thank everybody else who tuned in. And it's been phenomenal. We had fun early on. We got serious, but it was all fun. It was all nutritious to the soul, and it tickled us and it fed us, and it's all good. I want to thank you, Brother Hollow. I want to thank my other brother from New York and Canada, and even the troll had his purpose tonight. And everybody in the chat room, and Sister B.L. Carter with me here, providing the visuals. I had to eat a little something, so that's why I blocked myself out. But I'm here, and we're wrapping it up. All right? Peace out, everybody.
Peace, peace.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition, stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion? Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So, my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. To America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes and slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.
Good morning, everybody. It's not even a matter of saying good night. We were going to wrap it down now. It was a long, short show. We thought we were going to do like 20 minutes or something, 30 minutes tops, and ended up being long. I got an interest in and whatnot. Had a chance to get our jokes on. So we're going to wrap it down right now and have a good rest if you can. I mean, I know we're going to sleep good. Might not be super long, but longer than we did last night. So we have a lot to do and accomplish with the programs and the graphics and the work we're doing. So we said we have to give a little fellowship before, we turn in. So we're going to do it again. It's not going to be 2 a.m. when we start. Whenever we got a few things to do, runs to make. And so, we'll be back on. But you all have a good night. Okay? Take care. We blank out this screen here too, right? It's still on. Let me find a little thing here. And we'll be off. There we go. Take care, everybody. Stay tuned.